Let's start with the confirmation of the agenda. Is there anything to add or change?
I'd like to add at the very end the request for a COC for 114 Groton School Road. Groton School Road? Yep. DEP file number 100-152.
Okay. Any other changes, requests, or markups?
No.
Accept a motion to approve the agenda as marked.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Okay. Why don't we do announcements real quick before 7:15? Or while you're reaching, we can do meeting agendas.
Meeting minutes?
Yes. So these are meeting minutes for 5:24. Did anyone have any questions or comments on the meeting minutes from 5:24? All right. I would accept a motion to approve the meeting minutes as fabulously written for May 24th, 2018.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
I abstain. Did you just fluff this? There's lots of stuff written down.
That was one of my shorter ones.
A little bit. Okay.
The only real announcement we have is actually a letter from Conoco about a non-PCB release a good while ago.
Of course.
Yep. Where?
Non-PCB mineral oil dielectric fluid release, Sandy Pond HVDC converter terminal, 55 Radisson Road.
Where is that?
55 Radisson Road, Ayer, Massachusetts. I'll do it. According to this, it's on Fort Devens.
Sounds like a potential transformer release, maybe.
Yeah, but what's funny is it takes me back to it when I just type in the directions. It takes me back, instead of Radisson, it takes me to the Parker Charter School. So that's not it. Yeah, there is no Radisson Road, Air Mass recognized.
All right. Well.
The closest one is in. Looks like it's 9 minutes away. Must be in Littleton. Because of course it doesn't say.
Starting route to 55 Radisson Road. Head north on Columbia Street, then turn right onto Central Avenue.
Yeah, this one's out by 119. 55 Radisson Road. Go. Oh. So that's why. So you go out Westford Road, turn onto Nemco Way, and turn left onto Radisson Road. So it must be right on the Ayer Littleton border.
Oh, okay.
If a third person says it'll be more fun. Yes, Nemco Way. Well, who knew?
Who knew?
Written notification of the submittal of Phase 1 initial site investigation and Tier 2 classification report regarding a release of non-polychlorinated biphenyl non-PCB mineral oil dielectric fluid from 500 kVA wall bushing situated at the Sandy Pond HVDC converter terminal, 55 Radisson Road. Well, there you go. Okay. That was nice of them.
I guess.
Was the mechanical failure of a bushing. lost approximately 240 gallons.
What's the
40 feet above the release area. So it was a transformer up in the air with 240 gallons of fluid in it?
That's gotta be a pad-mounted transformer, I would think.
Well, I would agree with you, but that's a funny way to mount one 40 feet up in the air.
That's a large unit.
Unless it's on like the corner of a building, but.
Right.
That's not common, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you figure 240, right? So oil plus or minus 8 pounds a gallon, right? So that's 1,700 plus 1,800 pounds of fluid hanging 40 feet in the air,
Plus a structure?
plus whatever was holding it.
Right. Sounds safe.
Huh. Hanging approximately 40 feet above the release area. So either it was hanging on something and the grade drops off extensively beside it.
Hmm.
Well, that's very different.
Did this fluid get cleaned up?
Well, typically when they send us this nice letter, it's after they've already done all their work.
Yep.
They installed 4 groundwater monitoring wells.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
What was the date of the release?
2013. Just kidding. May 18, 2018.
I don't know why we don't find out about these things.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Is there any follow-up I should do about
Well, you
this?
could have fun finding out what a tier 2 says. As a result of this investigation, the site has been classified as tier 2 pursuant to 310 CMR 40.0500.
So that essentially says that under the Massachusetts contingency plan, you're either a tier 1 or a tier 2, tier 1 being the highest risk, tier 2 being the lower risk, so.
There's
from
no
that
tier
standpoint,
3?
you can- No tier 3.
It's just 1 and 2.
Yeah, 1 and 2.
Really bad and whatever.
Yeah, that's right. So that would be a lesser than that.
I don't want to dumb it down, but that's what I think I just heard.
That's pretty
Well,
accurate.
that's there we go. How about that? And this must be their contracted vendor because these guys came from Bridgewater. So,
And sent the letter to Robert. This is a letter to Dear Mr. Pontbriand.
well, it also says that they advertised this in the newspaper.
Huh.
So there you go.
Well, do you want me to do anything about this?
Do we have a nice file cabinet?
We do.
That's what I do.
All right.
Okay, it is now 7:15. Why don't we open our public hearing? We have a notice of intent for Page Hilltop School, Adam Neptopsky, Diesel Direct, DEP file number 100-0425.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Members of the commission, my name is Greg Morand. I'm with Omni Environmental. I'm a licensed site professional, and I'm here on behalf of Diesel Direct.
Can you spell your last name, sir, for the...
Sure, M-O-R-A-N-D.
Okay.
Yes. And only one G at the end, please.
Of Greg, not Miranda.
Sorry. Joanne, I know that here's a check for
Yes,
the
thank you.
publication. I have copies of the notices that we've submitted.
Yep.
And I'm not sure if anybody had a chance to print out any of the plans from the addendum that we submitted yesterday.
No.
And I apologize for the lateness of this submittal, but I want to advise the commission that the purpose of the addendum is really twofold. One, we, through a site walk we did with the involved parties and property owners, it came to our attention that while staging things on Nashua Street Extension seemed like a very good idea when the spill occurred, ongoing and continuing residential construction now on Nashua Street just would make the staging of any remedial containers really impractical.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Greg.
Yes, sir.
But before you go on, we just need to have a minor discussion.
Yep.
Are you familiar with Steve Hadfield?
Steve Hatfield.
Hadfield, Hadfield.
That name doesn't ring a bell to me, sir.
Okay, so everyone gets to decide. Mr. Hadfield is the contact that I worked with at Diesel Direct. I haven't hired him myself in
Yeah.
3 years, and maybe he doesn't work for you anymore. Steve Hadfield was the fellow that we used to hire to go fuel generators on cell sites for us. And so if anyone views that as any kind of ethical issue, I'm happy to recuse myself, but I don't think it applies in this case. Does anyone have a concern? Okay, please continue.
Okay. So, again, the primary issue for the modification or amendment to the notice of intent is really to address access issues and staging issues, whereby we are changing our proposed from Nashua Street to actually using the cul-de-sac on Trevor Trail, which is just off of, I believe, Pleasant Street.
Yes.
And the second reason for the amendment is that the initial environmental contractor that we were using on this project has since been replaced by what we feel is probably a more competent environmental contractor for this portion of the program, whereby they have provided us with additional means and methods as to how they propose to do the work, better solidification methodologies for making this material suitable for off-site disposal, and in addition are, in my opinion, providing us with a better means to access the site by way of this modular matting system that's in the amendment versus just trying to put down 6 inches of trap rock or gravel and then have to dig that back up. I think the modular mats, while we might see some vegetation die off or wilt beneath those mats while we use them for access, I think it's much less invasive than trying to drop, enough trap rock to keep machines traversing across the areas.
What's the name of this new contractor?
The new contractor is Trident Environmental. And I have 2 representatives from Trident here today in case there are any questions that we need to specifically ask of them.
And who was the old one?
The old contractor was Sin Environmental, and they were responsible for all of the initial response actions at the Page Hilltop School, as well as some of the work on 112, 110 Washington Street. But all of the initial response actions to really pick up the gross contamination in the wetlands, what was done by Trident at that time.
Okay. So you gave us a lot of information about the changes you wanted to make.
Yeah.
So why don't we start with the overall project? Can you please
Sure.
give a
Yeah,
description of the overall project?
Certainly. The overall project is the required immediate response actions to address a release of number 2 fuel oil. And the release of number 2 fuel oil occurred at the Page Hilltop School, which is 115 Washington Street. And there are several issues at hand that certainly are probably above my pay grade to put blame on. But as I understand it, a series of unfortunate circumstances occurred whereby the underground storage tank at the school was unfortunately not up to snuff with regards to overfill protection and alarm systems. And unfortunately, the fuel oil delivery company was requested, I believe, to deliver oil to 2 tanks on the property, and they either delivered all the oil to 1 tank or they mixed up the deliveries between the 2 tanks over the course of a couple of days, such that I believe there was, they were, because of the way that the school operates with the 2 separate tanks on 2 separate heating systems, they're sometimes ordering oil for 1 tank on one day and oil for another tank the other day. I think one of the guys at the school was gone and somebody else was ordering the oil. I don't know what happened, but at any rate, over the course of, I believe, 3 days, approximately 7,400 gallons was placed into a 6,000 gallon underground storage tank. And we can all do the math with that and understand that it can't fit that much. So
7,400
Yes, ma'am.
into a 6,000 gallon?
Yes, yep, and that was over the course of about 3 days, and assuming that the boiler system was burning about 300 gallons a day.
Which is why you've got 800 and not 1,400.
Correct, correct. And so through that unfortunate event, and based upon removal of the tank and cleaning and inspection, both the inner and outer wall of the tank was breached, and that pushed the estimated 800 gallons of oil out into the pea stone pack around the tank, which was fortuitously connected adjacent to a clay drain tile that ran into the stormwater conveyance system that feeds Washington Street. So that oil basically was pushed out of the tank and walked through an open door into a drain system and ran 300 feet down the road until it got to the outfall at beneath 112 Washington. From that point, we impacted about 1,050 linear feet of drainage channel, which would include both the two southernmost drainage channels from the outlet and then the northernmost drainage channel after the wetland. And the wetland area, for lack of a better term, it's all wetland, but the flat wetland area is about 50,000 square feet, where the water becomes much less defined in its approach and its movement through the system. And while it's maybe not 50,000 continuous feet of impact, it might as well be, because we're going to have to go across that whole area to pull out the oil. So initial response actions that were conducted, as I said, were Trident was in there for, it had to be 2 weeks at least,
Yes.
with 5 to 10 man crew, copiously employing and removing sorbent materials from the impacts. And in addition to that, we installed a couple of diversionary oil water separators, which is really sandbags with PVC pipes set in an inversion so that cleaner water can pass through and the oil and free phase and contaminants will stay retained behind. And in those locations, we did some vacuum extraction to pull off the contaminants. But since that time, unfortunately, access with the impacted parcels became an issue between councils. So we've been requested to stay off the properties until we can get access agreed. And I believe with our new contractor and our additional insurances that we've provided, I think we're at a point where we will satisfy what the opposing council's requests are for insurance to facilitate access. And from that point, we would love to try to get in there during the dry months of the summer to clean up this oil impact and allow people to move forward.
Greg, I don't want to interrupt you with questions as we go, but just so
No,
we're
please
clear.
do.
So the oil crosses Washington Street.
Yep.
Through the clay, from the clay pipe ends up in the drains.
Correct.
Crosses Washington Street, where clearly it just dumps into the wetland, because
Yep.
that's how you do in the 50s.
Yeah.
Who owns parcel 13-11, 9+ acres?
I understand it to be Cowfield Realty Trust, which I think is Mr.
Calvin Moore.
Calvin Moore.
Yep.
Yep. And we met with Calvin down at
Nashua Street Extension.
Trevor Trail.
Trevor Trail at cul-de-sac. Thank you. And I believe he also is Jane Riley Trust in some capacity.
Well, I think
Ish.
that's CJ, actually.
Yeah.
He's affiliated is the right.
Oh,
Affiliated,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. Yep. So, he understands the issues at hand and seemed to be very amenable to at least allowing us to come in and do what we have to do. We have characterized the extent of the impacts across from the outfall to the end of parcel 12158, and we submitted those to Turnkey Landfill in Rochester, New Hampshire, and we have authorization for up to 800 tons of this material at this point. So we're at a load and go standpoint from the degree that we obviously need to dewater in boxes on site so that we're not putting free liquids to Turnkey because they'll turn us away. But maybe I could get to that for a second. So, what we see here is really a few different types of impacted media. We've got detritus, the organic materials that have petroleums caught up in them. We have some embankment soils that just by virtue of the twists and turns of the channels, petroleum has become caught up in those. And then we have the depositional sediments in the low-lying areas where things are slowing down, where if you hit the sediment, up comes the sheen. So we took those three materials, we characterized that, we've been approved to turnkey, but the nature of going to a landfill requires that we can have no free liquids in the material. They just can't accept it. So the two things we would propose to do for that, one would be to set up a bypass system to basically use the existing impoundment just in front of the outfall of the stormwater system, and through the use of suitably sized trash pumps and some hard hose cam lock fittings, we would transport that water down to a clean portion of the drainage channel so that we can allow the areas of remediation to begin to dry out a bit. But
So you're going to divert the stream.
divert the stream. In addition to that, we'd like to use a material called quick solid.
Called quick solid, yes.
Yep, quick solid, and we've in the amendment that we provided to you guys, we sent you a cut sheet MSDS. It's an inert material, non-hazardous. It's accepted by the landfill, and it will absorb up to like 250 times its weight in water. So
Is it bentonite based?
it's like a silica.
Is it a silica
Yeah,
gel?
it's
It's a silica gel.
Yeah, correct. Yes,
Yeah, it's the
exactly.
same thing you use probably for like agriculture.
Similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we think that by bypassing and then transporting the material to roll-offs with screens in them, basically a phase separator, so that overnight the liquids drop out, we're left with a soupy mix on top. We take the quick solid, we mix it in with that soupy mix on top, and that immediately goes off to the landfill. We extract the liquids from the bottom of that phase separator. Those go into a 21K frac tank on the site, and ultimately that's hauled off by load to a receiving facility under a manifest.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So I get where you're talking about diverting any additional water which is coming out of the drainage system, but that doesn't change the fact that there's a wetland there because water comes into it from other directions as well.
Certainly.
So
Certainly.
what's that plan?
Well, we feel that the quick solid at that point in the phase separator is really going to be what's sufficient to take those residual liquids, separate them out to the extent feasible, and then bind them with the quick solid. Not to try to sit here and talk semantics, but meeting with these gentlemen a few days ago and taking what emitted to literally a few grains of this quick solid and putting it into the bottom of a eighth of an inch of coffee, and it was a solid in like 10 seconds, and that was less quick solid material than I ever would have believed would have solidified that amount of liquid.
Happens
So
pretty quickly.
yeah, I really do feel that
It binds it up really fast.
the decanting with the phase separators and then the application of the quick solid, I think, will allow us to manage those liquids.
Can I ask a question?
Please do. Is it what kind of coffee it was? Because that's what I want.
It was a Dunkin' Donuts. It was a hazelnut.
Hazelnut, that's why.
That's why.
This stuff's horrible.
That's why.
It's just hazelnut.
Has quick solid been used a lot in the industry to clean up oil waste?
These gentlemen can attest to it more than I
Okay.
can, but yeah.
It gets used all over the country.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And the receiving facility,
Solidification,
And it's a,
and mostly because of the DOT transportation rules, we're not going to be driving a sloppy load down the road that's going to be potentially.
okay.
And
So it's an accepted
Right.
practice.
Correct.
yep. And the landfill has already taken material of this nature before and has no issue accepting it with our use at this site.
Okay.
Yep.
So for what it's worth, years ago we were digging on a site and we were putting a shelter foundation in, and literally the last bucket, they hit a bump in the corner, and it turns out to be a buried oil tank that somebody had put there years before.
Yeah.
And so we ended up having to clean that up. So the first thing the fellows did was they came in, they pumped the tank out. Second thing they did was they came in and they found that it, of course, had leaked everywhere around it. And so as they pulled the soil out, we had to hire, the first thing we had to do was hire an LSP to come and monitor the process. Then we hired a company, and they went through the permitting process to get a landfill that would accept the material.
Yeah.
And that was a big part of the trial
Yeah.
and error, was we knew about what we had to estimate what we had to fill out the paperwork, we had to get approval.
Yeah.
The people at the landfill had to say they were going to accept it, and we literally had to come down to a number of weeks that we were going to bring it in, because you can't just show up with stuff.
Right.
And that was how it worked. So, very, very similar. But there was a huge thing about we could not haul any liquid. All the liquid that got pumped out had to be dealt with first, and then everything else that came out of there had to either be encapsulated soil, or it had to be solidified in some way.
Yes, sir.
So that's how we did it.
Yep.
Same idea.
Yep, my sister-in-law did the same thing in Cambridge.
Oh, really?
Yep, dug
Yeah.
out her basements,
Or fuel oil spill in her
10
home? Or?
like 10 feet down.
Yeah,
Yep, an old
Yeah.
oil tank leaked.
Yeah.
Before they could redo the
those
house,
are difficult.
they had to dig out the basement.
Those are
Same
difficult.
thing, but they dug out like tons of soil,
Yeah,
and then they had to fill back in. And
sure. Yeah,
start all
structural
over
engineer to
again.
keep the house in
Yep.
place. and-
Yep.
Hopefully she got a bigger basement afterwards.
Yes, she did. She did. Yep. Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the hot tub that went in it.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically your plan is to stop additional water from flowing in the path that it does today.
Right.
Come in through, and so the arrows that are drawn on here, so your proposed access path, so you're actually you're going to go straight in off Trevor Trail
Yeah.
and work your way up through the wetland to get to Nashua Street Extension property where there's a road.
Yep, well,
Okay.
and there's this, so I guess that's one thing I wanted to discuss with the commission is to my understanding, there is an approved crossing of this channel for Lot 7 on Nashua Street Extension. And if there are any plans that have been approved for that crossing such that I could provide to the contractor, because essentially we are going to need to cross that stream at that point, and we just want to know how best to go about constructing that in a manner that's going to meet the requirements of the commission, if there's been anything established yet.
Well, I think they might have to talk to DEP about that.
Because of the superseding issue,
Yeah.
the superseding order.
Yeah.
I would think we could do it together in that, I don't think it's going to change anything. So what are your plans for that stream crossing? If you didn't know anything, what would your plans be for that stream crossing?
Well, if we didn't know anything, we would know enough to say that we would need to culvert and I guess do some kind of a graded base material to provide us a structural support to get our proposed machinery to and fro across.
That's correct.
Yeah. I mean, we're not looking to stage any roll-off cans on that side of the stream, obviously, so any transport we're doing is what type of machines, gentlemen? Is
Track
it-
machines, we're bringing in track dump trucks and track excavators and track skid steers as needed.
And all those cut sheets have been presented in the addendum. I know you haven't had time to review them yet.
So there won't be any tired equipment inside the wetlands because obviously that would just tear it up and sink and get stuck. In our experience with wetland work, using track dump trucks and whatnot has always been the way to deal with it.
Making that crossing with the culverts and sort of gravel, and then our composite mats across there will distribute the weight enough where we should be fine crossing.
I would agree.
The ownership of that lot,
Okay.
though, is not, I don't believe that's
That's Seal Harbor?
Seal Harbor.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
do you have access?
So we, I met with them a few days after the release, and we traded communications, and I expected to continue communications. They sort of have gone off communication, and it's been taken out of my hands to the point where it's with council now. So I'm not sure if anyone has surfaced, but we've, we are looking to request access from them because obviously we cannot perform this without their consent. So
Do they own the entire parcel 13-42?
I believe they do 1341, 1342, and then once we get into 12, 159, 158, I think it's Jane Riley Trust at that point.
Okay. So based on what we're seeing here,
Yep.
so either way, you've either got to access down from Washington Street into that area. So for instance, if you couldn't get to the property off Nashua Street Extension,
Right,
you'd have to come down off of Nashua Street. You'd have to come off of Washington Street, rather.
yeah.
And that's through people's backyards.
And initially, we had planned that because obviously the impacts had included the 112 Washington Street, and we had done some excavation there. And those people were holding their breath as patiently as they could for all the access and stuff to be worked out. But without me able to give them any firm date, they just kind of became a little disenchanted with waiting, and their backyard looked like a bomb had gone off, and
Right.
I didn't blame them. So we restored their property. So while I can't say for certain that they would not provide us access again, I imagine it would be difficult to ask them again if we could, dig up their property to get in there. But it certainly is an option, and I will say Mr. Moore offered this very sliver of his parcel that comes up to Washington Street beyond 110 and 112, but I think that that's pretty well wooded. And
This right here next to the stamp?
Yeah, I'm sorry, just off the opposite side of the stamp.
Oh, on the other side.
Yeah, and I'm just afraid that we would have to clear a significant amount of trees to. Yeah, that one right there. I haven't actually looked at it enough to know whether that would mean anything to us or whether we'd be asking a logger to make us a road, which at that point I'm not sure we're doing any better.
Yeah, I'm not, I'm having a hard time picturing. So that would be, so there's the apartments, and then there's a house. So that's what this is, apartments, a house. I don't know that I'm picturing the wooded area. Are you certain that's wooded?
I'm not, sir. To be honest, I just, I've sort of tucked that into the back of my mind, thinking that it just didn't seem to make much sense, but I can pay more attention to it, and I can drive by and, obviously, if it makes sense from an access standpoint and we can't get in from Nashua Street, then we won't hesitate to propose to use that.
I think Calvin still,
Yeah, I was wondering, doesn't
think
his
this
son
is-
own that other property? I thought his son owned one of these parcels over here.
Okay.
I don't know about that, but this one,
I do have this, I do
over
have
here on the
these,
side.
I did bring the plans, I think.
Calvin retained one of the Nashua Street extension lots.
Hmm.
And it's being slowly filled by stuff from the lots that.
So if you went down the road, it's the one on the right.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did bring
Is that when the
that.
garage?
No.
No, it's
It's
below
basically
that.
right here.
Okay, it's
Nashua
past.
Street
Okay.
Extension, I have these ones as well, if any of that
Look
is.
at the garage.
Oh, no, you know what it is? It's this one. It is this one.
Yeah.
It's this one right
That
here.
one, yeah.
Is it?
It's this one.
Yeah,
Okay,
just that one.
Yeah.
okay.
So the only question would be, who owns Nashua Street Extension? Does he have rights to convey for someone to travel on Nashua
Yep.
Street Extension to go through
He
his
does,
property?
He does, because he also retained the road. It's
Well,
not.
there you go.
It's not an accepted town street.
Okay. The only reason we're bringing this up is obviously
Sure.
you've got a lot to do in here, and if you can't get in there, that's
Right. I mean, ideally, we'd really like to get in there in the dry point this summer, because that just makes the most sense for logistics and, timing standpoint. So we can reach out through Calvin's counsel to understand what he and his son own and what that might provide us from an access standpoint.
Yeah, I'd swear it's this lot or this lot. It's one of those two that he's been putting material on,
Okay.
right? Because it comes down, does the circle.
Yeah,
It's
before-
one of these two lots here.
It's before the circle.
Can you find it?
So I think they're talking about this one right here.
This little one.
Yeah. So that maybe.
Not the little tiny one.
The one with the access.
And if
this one.
Calvin
Yeah, there's
has
a
rights to
house
this, he
in a
might be able
garage.
to grant
That's
us
here.
the use of this
No.
regardless of what
Are you sure it's that one?
Yeah.
Seal Harbor is saying.
This is
This
just
is empty.
Not that that
Yeah.
necessarily
Right now.
is
Well,
is the easiest thing. but-
filling up with soil and rocks and.
That's the one I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
So look on this,
Okay.
so turn to your page here.
This
All right.
area.
So Greg, do you have your own application?
Yes, sir.
So turn to your sheet number 1, Ducharme and Dillis, your wetland delineation plan.
Yeah, okay.
So if you turn it so you're facing Nashua Street Extension, basically where it says Nashua Street,
Yeah,
the plot right to the south of that on this picture,
yep,
that's, we believe that's Calvin's.
okay. Okay, so that might be something for us.
Now, that doesn't fix,
It doesn't get you across the lot.
well, it doesn't fix this.
Well, right,
Right.
right. I mean, ultimately, we need a place where we can stage some cans in a frac tank to be, managing this material, and it would, I guess, just as in addition to what's already in the addendum, it would seem like using the 115 Washington Street School is no longer an option for us at this point, so.
Okay, so, we know approximately what your scope of work is. What's the time frame to accomplish all this?
We think it's a 4 to 6 week program once we can get in there.
Okay.
And ultimately, the response actions will be, the effectiveness of the response actions will be demonstrated through sampling embankment soil, sampling depositional sediment, sampling surface water, and then running that through the stage 1 ecological screening of the MCP, which, ideally the goal being it supports no significant risk, as opposed to the need to going to a stage 2 or supporting additional remediation. But if it did, we'd go back and address that.
Okay. Is there a percentage of likelihood of success so that you don't have to return?
Well, we think that through the initial excavation, we will expedite some samples, get that to the risk assessor, and develop what we think is like a kind of a benchmark for us, so that we, moving forward, will have a basic threshold to say we think we are going to achieve no significant risk under the stage 1.
What's the turnaround time in terms of that? Like getting samples tested and then,
Sure. So up front, we will try to expedite some samples over like probably maybe a 72-hour turnaround time, but probably to evaluate the entire data set and know whether or not we are done. That's probably a 2 to 3 week process from the completion of the response action. But we should be receiving data in real time throughout the process, such that if we see an outlier or if we're going back to a spot, I mean, at the end of the day, the data does mean something, but if we go back and we're seeing a sheen or we're seeing blebs of oil, we don't need to know anything more than that. We've got to go back and tease it out. So we'll, look to continue to dot I's and cross T's as we go through the process.
Okay. So you need to go in. You have ways to separate off the oil from the water. You have ways to collect the materials that you've got to collect. What's the restoration plan?
Well, I think the restoration plan is largely TBD, I suppose. We know that because of the NESHAP filing, we have an issue with a local turtle species. And this is in the addendum. We're working with Goddard Consulting to have a turtle protection plan put together, submitted to CONSCOM, submitted to NESHAP. We anticipate that will basically involve the biologists coming out during each day that we're in the area of the habitat, making sure we don't have any turtles there. And then being able to provide documentation to both the commission and to NESHAP that we've met that condition.
Well, let me restate it then. So
Yep.
when you're done, it's going to be a mess in there.
Yeah, so again, toward the restoration, they have requested Restoration planting, all impacted areas not previously lawn, pavement, gravel shall be restored using native ecotypes to county as listed in the vascular plants of Massachusetts. So we assume that areas that we excavate that aren't either lawn, pavement, gravel, and I would hope that gravel might also be considered like the bed of the stream, that in areas that don't include those locations, we will have to do some sort of restoration planting and or soil amendment. And you know, I think we look to the commission and to DEP and to NESHAP to provide us with any specific direction. I can tell you that Trident themselves as a company is well versed in wetland restoration, and they've done countless projects over the last.
Projects across the country dealing with wetland oil spills like this. Typically, we get a list of a certain type of species that are requested to be placed back where we had done the excavation work. There's a couple different vendors we use for that that are local and out of state that breed specific plants for areas like this. And so when the time comes for the restoration of that, we will be planting specific plants as requested.
Maybe a combination of some various seed mixtures as well.
Right.
Sure.
We've done beaches, we've built dunes after like beach restorations, beach bills. So we'll be able to put it back together as well.
So as you can imagine, it all sounds wonderful here. So what we would need to work on is a very specific plan, which we can work with you. We did actually go through and create a list of species based upon some research that was done on a previous project.
Okay.
And then it would really be about density.
Sure.
And that would be perfect. And,
Yeah.
you know, you want them planted X amount of feet between them and all that stuff. We're familiar with doing that, so that would be good.
It might be worth considering getting an actual planting plan for that restoration from a wetland scientist.
Well, we can certainly work together on something like that. So for instance, so if I were in their shoes, what I would say is, this is an approximate area, right? But we know that there's a stream channel, and so we know there are areas that really need to be taken care of in a specific way, and that would be something we'd be looking for, a very specific plan, so that we would be able to reference it after and say that it met the plan.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, and I don't think that's necessarily something that this commission should come up with.
No, my guess is that we need to have a walk on this, but based on the fact that as a commission, we've never done this before, we are probably looking at hiring a consultant to work with us to make sure that we're asking the right questions. So, you said your plan was for the dry months? So by dry, are we talking end of July, August?
Yeah, I mean, realistically, July, August, you know, it looks pretty dry moving forward right now. I know that can change quickly, but we will need to keep our eye to the sky and make...
Approval time as well, right?
Yep.
Getting everybody on board and...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean...
It's going to take some time.
Sure. I mean, I understand from DEP, speaking to the wetlands and speaking to waste site cleanup, they're anxious for us to get in there and try to get this done. So we're just looking to work with you folks, and if we need to bring in a consultant to assist with this planting plan, we're happy to do so, if that will expedite the process.
That would be definitely part of it. When did the spill happen again?
Boy, I want to say this spill happened back in February. Yeah. Yeah. This I know the NOI was submitted May 1st.
Yeah, 223.
Okay.
And not to belittle the fact that there's been some time, there was a significant amount of work that was conducted over at the 115 Washington Street, cleanup of all the stormwater conveyance, video inspection, soil boring, monitoring well installation, a fair amount of work to make sure that the upgrading portion of this site was cleaned up and stable, and that we were not continuing to contribute release to the wetland.
Just in your approximation, do you know roughly what percentage of the total got cleaned up?
Oh, meaning from like what percentage of the spill did we remediate on the site?
Yeah.
If I had to just do a real rough guess, 30% maybe?
That's quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, the unfortunate issue being the pea stone pack just spoke directly to the clay pipe. So,
Yeah.
the ability for the site to absorb oil for us to dig out was limited by the fact that it was just such an open migration pathway.
Yeah.
Looking in that hole, Bonnie, you would have wept. That literally, the tank was here, that pipe was
Yeah,
right
it
there.
just couldn't have been more
Just-
on top of each other. Yeah.
3 feet, 4 feet away, just,
Right.
yeah.
Greg, when I asked you about the remediation, you read from the,
Yeah.
so what page did you read from?
I think I might have just been speaking from my mind, but let's see here. So if I were to go to the NOI, so I think it's really section 4, anticipated work sequence. And I should have printed out more of the addendum because, the anticipated work sequence really hasn't changed much, other than from the standpoint of we don't want to access from 112 Washington anymore because it's been restored, and we don't feel like Nashua Street Extension is appropriate anymore because of the redevelopment. And the other contractor did not come to the table with the ability to propose bypassing the water and their inert material to solidify the wet stuff was sawdust. So we had thought that we were going to need to do what was called decanting at local areas, meaning that basically along the drainage channels, every 30 or 40 feet, we would have a section of poly. We would excavate the wet stuff, place it up on the poly, drain that off into some collection system to get to a tank. Well, now we don't think we need to do that because we can use phase separators. We're going to bypass the water, and we've got a much better ability to solidify the material with something that can absorb, 250x of its weight versus sawdust, which is, a little archaic.
Okay.
We really think that the drainage channels themselves really amounts to handwork. It's going to be, a crew of 4 or 5 guys with hand tools and sorbent materials that are going to be selectively pulling impacted material up and out of the drainage channels, putting that into cans or bags or drums, and then transporting that material to this 50,000 square foot wetland, which will ultimately get us to the transfer station. And then once we get to the actual 50,000 square foot area, that really needs to be the use of tracked machinery, which is going to have the ability to traverse between the larger trees and scrape off the top 3 to 6 inches of everything that's in there. With the hydric soils, with the shallow surface water, we are hopeful that this isn't a deep diver. There just isn't enough source mass or confine to make that oil want to dive through the groundwater table. It wants to spread more
Just keeps going.
by the nature. So the ability to have the right machine with a large bucket that has no teeth that can scrape the top inches of soil as opposed to digging deep holes or pulling on root systems is what we really need here. And confirmatory sampling is going to, enable us to determine whether we've removed enough or not. If we have selective areas that we got to go back and dig another 12 inches because data says so, that's what we do.
So if you get in there and find, like I expect you might, that whole hillside is just full of water, and all of this water, it's so wet over there. It just is so wet over there.
Yep.
Do you have Plan B for if what you're proposing turns out not to be appropriate?
Well, sure. If we find that we have some water source of contamination that we can't bypass, we otherwise can't manage, I would be quickly looking to an MCP provision to manage water on site, treat it, and discharge it either to ground surface or subsurface. Because if we need to do a surface water discharge under EPA, I'm not afraid of it, but it'll take us 2 months to get anybody to tell us whether we can do that or not. And by that time, we're back into the wet fall, and what have we done? So I'd be looking for an MCP provision to manage and treat on site with, adequate carbon, confirmatory confirmatory effluent sampling, as well as downgrading and monitoring of that discharge to ensure that what we were passing through was clean.
So your basic plan is to remove between 462 and 930 tons of soil, cubic yards of soil.
I never got that far with it, but we did it from a tonnage standpoint. Yeah, so we're characterized up to 800 tons of media, and we
What's a yard of soil weigh? 1.5 pounds?
1.5 would
No.
be an average.
5 times.
Yeah.
1.5 tons. Okay, well, you're at 694 tons based on 3 inches. Just so you know.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. So you're going to remove a lot of material. You're then going to have to put a lot of material back. You get a planting plan.
Yeah.
You have access issues.
Mm-hmm.
Your initial project, the initial part of your project has to be the installation of the pipe, the diversion
Yeah.
for the water.
Yep.
Okay. So the first thing we would need is a site walk. Now, luckily, we're very, very familiar with everything from Trevor Trail to Nashua Street Extension.
Sure.
Could not have spent more time there if we wanted to.
Right.
However, the parcel headed back toward the school, toward Washington Street, I don't think we've ever been in there.
Okay. 1311 there.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
No, I haven't been down in there.
Yep.
So that would be a walk that we'd want to do.
Okay. Was that something that you would look to schedule tonight, or something that you'd be looking to?
No, we
schedule?
always try and schedule during the meeting so that we can get it set up.
Okay.
The hard part is timing, at least for me, but we are very lucky that we have light until 8 o'clock at night. So one option, because I can't do this weekend or next weekend, and I know that our next meeting is the 28th. One option would be Monday, the 18th.
So
Which
stay
is
with me.
This coming Monday?
This coming Monday.
I won't be here.
You won't be here.
No, I'm up in New Hampshire the whole day.
Okay. All right. Is there a day next week that does work for you?
Any other day except Monday.
Okay. I can't do Wednesday. I could ostensibly do Thursday, 21st.
Mhm.
No? Okay. Well, let me put it a different way. I could do this Saturday morning, but it would be very early and I only have an hour.
What's very early?
We wouldn't have to start until 6.
6 is good for me.
I just need to be on the road by 7.
Is an hour gonna be enough time?
To run through those woods? It's only 9 acres.
It's all downhill.
Well, actually, we'd have to walk
Slide
uphill
down.
first to walk downhill. In fact, the real question is, where do we park?
How the heck we're
I
gonna
mean,
get
best
in
place
there?
would be
Well,
Trevor Trail to see the whole thing, but if you're
No, we're very comfortable with everything from Trevor Trail up to Nashua because we've walked both of those systems
Sure.
repeatedly for
Yeah,
the 2
well,
applications.
I say Nashua Extension, we just drop in right at 1311 off of 1342 or whatever it is there.
I guess the only question would be, do we have permission to be there?
Yeah,
We do
that's-
not, but I can, work on that ASAP, and I mean, I'm sure if we're asking by way of Conservation Commission to move this forward, I can't imagine why people would say no, but that's up to them to ultimately say.
Yes, it would be.
But I could make that, if I can get other parties to agree, and I know Brian can probably help with that on his end.
Brian Snow from OHI Engineering.
Hi,
I
Brian.
represent Cowfield and Riley J. Farm.
Okay.
So an access agreement was forwarded to the diesel director during April,
Okay.
and we've not heard exists. So once that's remedied by Diesel Direct's attorney, I don't feel like there'd be too much of an issue with access. So that's where that's stopped.
Does that sound like something that can get remedied in 24 hours?
Last I knew, and I'm not trying to overstate Brian, last I knew is our attorney, or I should say Diesel Direct's attorney, had sent something last week that hadn't been answered yet, but I'm not trying to speak out of turn.
I don't want to speak for the attorneys.
Yep.
However, I wouldn't imagine that a provision for the sidewalk could be arranged, at least from the Caulfield and Ramagee farm side.
Yeah.
So when we were discussing earlier about the other piece of property that's on the plan here that we believe, just based on discussion, that is still owned by Mr. Moore, do you agree with that?
I would have to confirm which piece that is. I don't know off the top of my head. I do know he owns another piece over there, and he did suggest that access could be obtained from there. So
Okay.
Both Riley Jane and Caulfield are amenable to access.
Okay.
It's just a matter of having the proper paperwork in place before the tax.
Specifically, are we talking COIs, or are we talking about a signed agreement?
There's insurance, there's information sharing requirements, pretty typical, normal, standard access agreement stuff.
It seems tough for a Saturday morning.
It's certainly an uphill walk. I'm not opposed to trying to make it happen. If you know,
I'm not trying to cut you off, but we have lawyers, and that's not going to happen in general. So we're back to evenings or the following Saturday.
How about next Thursday? You mentioned Thursday.
But
That's in
George couldn't make that.
is Friday no good? No.
Yeah.
Next Friday,
Wednesday?
the 22nd?
I can't do
Wednesday.
Thursday or Friday.
Okay.
Is the 13th next Wednesday? Is that?
That's yesterday.
Oh, I'm sorry. 20th?
But if you have a machine for that, I promise you, all this can be fixed. Go back to February 21st, and I'm sorry you just put those guys out of business.
We'd be all right. Don't worry about the people making problems.
Okay, so the 18th did not work for Bonnie. The 21st and 22nd do not work for George and or Joanne. The 20th doesn't work for me. Did anybody work for the 19th?
That's okay.
Which for some reason comes up in my calendar as Juneteenth.
Same thing here. Don't know.
What
the hell's
is
that mean?
Juneteenth?
It's a ridiculous holiday that nobody should be allowed to even.
Why is it even on the, this
Don't
is,
even.
All right, hold on, we've gone down this rabbit hole before.
Don't do it.
Don't
do You're not going to get it off. It's
Of course
not.
it is.
It's not a paid day.
There's no money involved.
It's like Flag Day.
There's no Hallmark
Do I
card.
have Flag Day?
So can people make the 19th?
yeah,
Which day of the week is that?
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Yeah, I'm supposed to be here till 7, but happy to
Well, you can put a sign up that says,
come find me and, yeah.
yeah, come find me.
What
Okay.
time- What time do you think that night, that day would work?
So, what time are you off? The train and
5:30
5:30?
follows well.
Okay. So why don't we just say 6:30 so that there's no issue.
Mm-hmm.
6:30 gets everybody there instead of
Yeah.
having stragglers.
Okay. I'll
Now,
put an email
so,
together.
so hold on. So we've all based this on one large supposition, which is that we can have an agreement to walk in on Nashua Street. So let's talk about another option. Those nice people, you restored their lawns.
Yeah.
Do you think they'd have an issue if we parked up at the school and walked down through their property?
The school might have an issue if we park there.
I wouldn't imagine, because we can take care of that through Robert.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, but I don't think it'll be a problem for us to walk 112 Washington, regardless of where we park.
Okay.
I'll just say it that way.
Okay. So I don't know which one that one is. Is that the Brown House or the?
Yeah.
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 Okay. So is that your house?
No.
I just thought I'd ask. All right. So why don't we do this? We'll continue to pursue the other avenue because obviously it's important, but for the purposes of our walk.
Sure.
So we'll park at the school, meet in the parking lot of the school, and then we'll go down from there.
Yep. I will talk to the homeowners at 112 Washington.
Say again?
So we're doing the school period and not worrying about...
Yeah, not so that we don't worry about the Nashua Street extension. Because my hope is that all that can get hashed out, but I really don't want to find out that it doesn't work. So why don't we do a meeting that works for everybody, So you know, as you're approaching the school, there's that little parking lot on the left by the water tank. So you park there, because straight across from there is where the brown house is, which is the house that we'll be accessing through.
Yep.
So
Okay.
here's one little teeny other thing to think about. The work that was done to restore the lawn at 112 Washington Street was all done in the buffer zone without any, the emergency certification had expired and this hadn't been filed yet. And
It actually had been filed.
had this been filed?
Yeah, that was filed May 1st.
May 1st. But
Is that restoration work part of your application?
No, I mean, this was a homeowner who had been gracious enough to allow us to conduct remediation on their property. They did not want to wait for the politics and the issues at hand. I would hope that restoring the backyard of a homeowner's property so that they didn't have runoff into the wetland would be something that people could look as a positive issue and not something that somebody tried to sneak past the commission, because we honestly weren't trying to do that. Trying to appease a homeowner and, you know.
I'd say in future, it would be good to notify our agent, so we could just make sure.
Understood.
At least,
Yeah,
you know, erosion controls, et cetera.
yeah.
Also
I can
could've-
tell you that might be a reason why there's a different contractor here tonight.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
All right, well, we're going to look at that when we're there as well. So right now, our potential issues are, we need to perform a site walk. We need to hire an outside consultant to assist us with the review of the remediation and the remediation plan, with no offense to the applicant. And because it is unfortunately an important part of your plan, obviously some of our conditions are going to be with regard to your ability to prove that you have access to the entire path of required remediation, because without it, it becomes a case of now you need a different application. Or at least you'd need to explain a different staging method. Because if you can't access the entire path, obviously now we have a different operation.
yeah, and I can tell you that if we don't get access, DP is going to provide contact to those people to allow us to get in there and do the response action.
I don't have any doubt.
There is no reason why they should not allow us to conduct IRA to remove fuel oil from their property. No good reason. So we'll work that on our end. I've got some good contacts.
Okay.
And is there any complication having this project layered on top of something that has superseding orders for a different project?
I think part of our work as we go through this would be to bring that to Judy and let her know that that's what we're facing. I can't imagine, only because the superseding order of conditions was not based upon some grandiose change that was required by the state. It
Right.
wasn't some large item. It was really, we don't agree with that, and then the applicant went back and said, we've done it everywhere else and you've agreed to it then. And the state said, oh yeah. And I'm summarizing, but that's
Yeah,
basically
okay.
the extent of that superseding order of conditions.
All right.
There's nothing more than that.
Okay.
It was a speed bump. It wasn't a case where the state took umbrage with the application, the applicant, or us, and changed a great deal of items.
Okay.
So we can run it by Judy, but I think that's a fair characterization. Really wasn't anything to that.
Right.
Okay. So based on that, and again, our site walk is on
6:19.
the 19th, so everybody please put it in your phone. Site walk, Washington Street.
And Greg, from a paperwork management standpoint, could
Yep.
you get me updated copies, complete copies of the NOI, so we don't have to try to page?
Sure, I did send you that in PDF, but I could provide some hard copies if that's what you
Yeah,
need.
I think, would you guys like a updated version of this
Yep.
application?
That would be
with the-
perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
That'd be great, thank you.
yep, just so
All right.
we know what we're dealing with.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions? Is anyone here in the audience to speak on this application? then we're going to continue this public hearing until our next meeting date, which is July 12th.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you very much. See you on Tuesday night. Thank you. I just almost packed my agenda away. Okay. We have a public hearing, notice of intent, Frederick Carlton Circle, Susan MacArthur, Mass Department of Transportation, Highway Division, DEP file number. Did you fellas get one?
We did.
How about that?
How about that?
Hot off the press today.
Yes, just as we were leaving to come here, I
Yes.
believe.
What is that number, sir?
Let me see right here.
426?
That sounds right.
Yep, 100-0426.
Thank you very much. Would you be so kind as to give your full names or past business cards to our clerk?
My name's Ed Hutchinson. I'm with Tetra Tech. And this is Nick Korzek, also from Tetra Tech.
Does this mean there's a baby?
Our senior engineer on the project, Matt Moyen, who I guess we
Yes,
had talked to
yes.
quite a bit. Not yet, but he would. His wife was. She was due, I think, June 11th.
Yeah.
So she wanted him to be close to, in case they had to run from Hopkins to Newton Wellesley Hospital.
Okay. No baby.
But no baby yet,
All right.
as far as we know.
Is it his first baby?
His first, Matt's
Yes.
first. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you have to be there for that one.
Yeah. So, here's the
In the
check.
grand
Yeah.
scheme of
Thank
things.
you.
And Susan MacArthur with MassDOT is not here tonight, but she's the one who signs all our notices of intent. She's a wetland supervisor over there. But we're here tonight to talk about MassDOT's Impaired Waters Program and stormwater improvements at Frederick Carlton Circle.
Wonderful.
Which is the rotary at 2A, 111, 110. I'm sure you guys don't know where that is.
Yes.
So basically, MassDOT has been tasked with treating their stormwater that leaves all their property, basically their roadways. And in order to do that, they decided the impaired water in the city of Frederick Carlton Circle is Grove Pond and Nonaquakus Brook, that's how you pronounce it?
Yes, that was excellent.
And basically, what MassDOT decided to do was install what's called a wet basin to treat the stormwater that's leaving Rotary and entering Nonaquakus Brook, the wetland in the area, and eventually Grove Pond.
Ed, I don't mean to interrupt you. Nick, could you bring that over just a little bit closer because George's eyes aren't fantastic and I don't want him to not be able to see.
Right there, great. So basically, this is I guess the northwest side of Frederick Carlton Circle. There's an area of BVW to the north, which borders Grove Pond. Other resource areas in the vicinity are riverfront area, the bank of Nonaquakus Brook, land under water associated with Nonaquakus Brook, and Portland land subject to flooding. None of this project will impact any of those wetland resource areas except riverfront area. And under the riverfront area regulations, stormwater structures are not considered an alteration in riverfront area. So basically, there is no impact to riverfront area, technically, if you read the regulations. Basically, the limit of the 100-foot buffer zone just nicks the top of the wet basin. So basically, it's just about out of the buffer zone and really only in riverfront area, which again, technically, it doesn't impact. So,
You keep saying it.
yeah. Anyway, we pretty much. If Nick wants to explain anything about the drainage, if you guys have any questions, we can do that. And I can hold all this.
I just want to make sure that I'm reading it correctly.
Yeah.
Because hopefully, I know enough about this circle.
Yep.
So, in the top right where Nick is, that's where the McDonald's is, on that side of the page.
There's
And,
probably an aerial photo in your
Oh, is
report
there?
that might show a few more
Wendy's
in the
is down
figures.
here.
Yeah, Wendy's is there.
Dealership.
I just, oh yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, I was just making sure I was oriented correctly.
Yep.
Nope, that was it. You got it.
Great.
Yep, thank you. Okay. So basically, your entire project involves building this basin inside of the existing rotary circle.
Correct.
Doesn't involve any work outside of the circle except for your connections to the storm drains.
No, it doesn't.
All connections are within the circle.
And all those connections within the circle, okay. So everything you're doing is within a ring of pavement, basically.
Correct.
Correct.
And you're improving where the water goes from said ring of pavement.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay, I just wanted to break it down to the most simple thing, so this is just wonderful all the way around.
Basically, and I guess we're also coordinated with your DPW for additional plantings.
Yep, that was my
Yes.
question.
Oh, wonderful.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Can we go back? I have a few
Sure.
questions.
Oh, sure.
I'm
Sure,
totally,
sure.
like, not even, like, coherent about this. So,
Here.
currently, where's
this helps.
the water?
Well, no.
What do you mean?
That's not a good question.
No, so the water
Just goes directly
goes
Right.
from where to where? From where to where?
off the road.
The main trunk line is this 24-inch pipe that goes to this manhole, across, and over into Grove Pond there.
Untreated.
So basically, we're intercepting it here, and discharging it back to the same point while treating it.
So basically, right now, in the way that all of storm drains were built forever before
Yeah.
there were rules,
Okay,
the water goes to where water is.
right.
So the water from the road goes directly into the pond, untreated and unprotected.
Only from one, only from
There's
one?
24-inch, and there's also a 15-inch that,
Okay,
and
okay,
this one goes way.
okay, okay.
So
Okay.
basically, that
Okay.
water, so that 24 inch is coming from up the hill,
Yep,
okay? And it's bringing water down to Grove Pond.
correct.
So we're intercepting a huge amount
I've
of
gotcha.
stormwater.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. 'cause
Okay.
I was
That's why I tried to break it
confused.
down into
No, I
the
was confused, like where.
ring of
where-
pavement, all is
Where
good.
was it coming from?
Yep, yeah, sure. There's just no bow on this. That's what's confusing you. If there'd been a bow on it, you would have said, oh, that's a present.
I know.
Because that's what it is.
Okay, all right,
Well, the next page is the bow.
okay.
Yeah,
the bow.
and then there's plantings.
This is the bow. Tying it up with, yeah.
And I do believe, that the DPW will, I think, is actually in the process of designing, more plantings in addition to ours. So, but I don't know, I haven't seen that plan.
No, I haven't.
Oh, that's quite lovely right
Yeah.
there.
So,
And the DPW has reviewed these plans, and have they made any comment?
The town engineer, the DPW, along with us and MassDOT Special Projects Division, have all sat down and coordinated.
Wonderful,
So,
wonderful.
concept has been done.
No, and I'm not even being a wise guy, because you realize what this means is a whole lot of work for them to maintain all those lovely shrubs and plantings. And no, I'm not joking, but yes, that has to be something someone has to consider at some point. Well, this is really fantastic. Do you have any idea approximately how much water you're going to contain per year, or what?
The treatment volume is approximately 8,000 cubic feet,
Okay,
sized to be a permanent pool about 3 feet deep.
okay. So, what happens? Are you sized? What size storm is your basin sized to, and what happens if we got so much water that the basin couldn't contain?
It's sized to manage the 100-year storm with over
Okay.
a foot freeboard.
Gotcha. All right.
A vegetated wet basin.
Correct.
Okay. So it's designed to have water sitting in the bottom of it.
That's
And
wonderful.
the slope is just going to be planted with
I think it was
It's a seed
a
mix.
seed mix.
It's probably around here.
It's MassDOT standard seed.
What do we do with geese?
What do we do with geese?
There'd be lots of geese walking back,
collection of
walking-
geese?
Walking around.
They're probably there already.
Actually, it's funny. I don't know that I've ever seen geese out there on that
Is
circle.
the grass cut pretty well?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. So you don't see a lot of. So what I mean is you can freely see if there was something out there.
Yeah.
But no, isn't that interesting?
That's cool, all right.
Maybe they'll migrate over from the Devon soccer fields.
Maybe
So
they'll leave my property.
yeah, that's it.
I drove by there and there were about
I'm just reading the tree list.
30.
That's a very nice
Jesus.
tree list.
in her You're-
Oh, I was.
Landscape architect.
Yep, yep.
Delicious. That's what I
I actually did something illegal.
Now, just on camera. All right, so
I swore. I swore.
let's just pull this back. So Ed and Nick are here to talk to us about a wonderful project that cleans up the water that comes to our rotary and at this time dumps into Grove Pond. This is a wonderful project. So because it's an NOI, we walk every NOI. So that's easy. But the funny part about it is that I don't know anyone here who doesn't know the rotary inside and out. So it would be a very quick walk. I think probably the most important thing to do for the walk would be to just state the general size of where the basin was going to be, so that we would have an idea of it. Because again, we do walk every notice of intent so that we fully understand.
Okay. We were actually hoping to close tonight based on MassDOT's schedule of trying to get the project out to bid.
Well, that
I
is pretty
know.
important.
Because there is no pedestrian access to the rotary, we need a police detail to actually get out there.
You
too.
know, MassDOT doesn't like us out there.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Doesn't mean we shouldn't go out there.
All right. Well, why don't? Okay. So let's go over it one more time.
Sure.
So basically, right now, can you show us what the interception point is for the existing drainage structures?
We are intercepting from this manhole.
Okay, and it's on the circle.
Correct.
Okay.
And we are tying back into this manhole.
Again, in the circle.
Correct.
So at no point are you going outside of the circle or outside of the paved area that surrounds the circle.
Correct.
Okay. So, I would say, based on the fantastic gift that this truly is to the town of Ayer, the way that this is designed to intercept the water, it is a construction project that only benefits the town of Ayer, has no downside that I can see. Does anybody have an issue if we forego the site walk on this area that we've all traveled around 500,000 times?
No, I have no issue.
Any issue?
We could, if you wanted us to vote on it tonight, we could potentially sign it at our site walk on Tuesday night.
Could even do that?
Because I don't have it ready to sign.
No, of course, of course. Okay. So, does anyone have any further questions for these gentlemen? And you're from Tetra Tech?
Yes, sir.
And where are you folks? You're in beautiful Marlboro?
We asked about a timeline?
Does the state have a timeline for the project?
They're scheduled to advertise at the end of July. And construction, maybe 8 weeks.
Okay. So, in other words, advertise RFP. Okay. Is anyone here to speak on this tonight? Just giving you a chance, Mr. Mulaney. I didn't know. Okay. I personally, just based on what we're talking about, the fact that this has literally zero impact on the wetlands, the fact that the real reason these gentlemen are here is it impacts stormwater and in a delightfully positive way, I don't have any problem forgoing on a one-time basis our NOI walk. Anyone have any issues whatsoever? Okay. I think I've added enough qualifiers because I know Mr. Mulaney can hear me and we'll look at this tape later. But you can understand why this would put us in a position to obviate the walk. I don't mean, I mean that sincerely. I hate to deviate because then someone can always say you deviated.
That's right.
But this is a Christmas gift and a half.
And I did tell them that we wouldn't be signing it tonight. Just,
And Ed didn't bring muffin tops or anything, so he didn't know.
yeah.
Okay. Does anybody have any further questions?
I just have one. So visibility. So DOT doesn't have any issue with like the visual sort of impact.
The buffer is about 40 feet around the outside to allow for angular visual clearance.
Okay. So if I'm coming in from the rotary here,
Mhm.
I can see. I can see.
All the way back to here.
Oh, okay.
It is super flat, as you know.
I know.
Right?
I
The
know,
rotary is
I
very
know,
flat. There's
I
no,
know.
there's, I
I know.
There's maybe a little.
What
do you have for- what do you show for topo?
It grades down.
Decent gradient.
Yeah, the
there's-
topo's there.
Yeah, topo's there.
What do you
It goes
show?
down.
Numerically.
238 down to 228, about 10 foot,
That's
10
a
feet
lot.
across the whole.
Wow, I wouldn't have guessed that. Driving around it.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that interesting?
It's a big area.
No, of course,
Huge.
of course.
Huge. We think it's the biggest one in the state.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. What about the one down by the Rotary to the bridge down there? I think that's got to be pretty
I don't think it's
close.
this big.
Huh.
The either Sagamore or Bourne. I always forget. It just depends on which one you're driving over.
One in Reading,
Reading, Mass.
area.
Oh, maybe.
yeah.
That's pretty darn big.
Yeah.
What's more important is this is a bigger drop than the old Cowboy Stadium, which was 6 feet from the center of the field down to the edges. That's why. Okay. So.
Do those trees come with the Christmas lights, or do we have to?
And does this cause us to lose any of the existing trees?
There's a couple trees coming down, these 3 in the middle that are relatively scrubby.
Okay.
But we're maintaining the big tree.
Okay.
Take a look. Take a look here on Figure 2. You can see.
Bonnie, can I have my?
Yes.
You can see here on Figure 2 the circle that is the project is basically all grass/dirt.
Yeah.
And I think they've done better with the grass in there in the last year than whenever this photo was taken.
I drove through it today, it looked pretty nice.
Yeah, it's not, there's no dirt patches. For a long time, there were dirt patches in there. It looked awful. Okay. So, but you are, like you said, what is that tree? Is that a big maple over there, or is that an oak?
This one?
Yeah.
I'm not certain what it is.
Yeah, not either.
It just says it's a twig.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Does anyone have any other questions? I would like to state, as the Air Conservation Commission, that we are very appreciative of the project and super excited about you moving forward, and think this is a wonderful way to further reduce the amount of untreated water that ends up in our ponds, which of course contributes to nitrogen loading and other issues that affect our ability to keep the weeds down. So,
And the natural river system.
That's
and the
right.
Nash River system.
And then the Atlantic Ocean. Right. Eventually to the Pacific.
We may be
Doing
too
our-
far there, but
We're doing our part.
I would accept a motion to, so let's see now. So this is an NOI, so we would need an order of conditions, but the order of conditions would be incredibly simple.
No special conditions.
Are there any special conditions? Anyone have any thoughts to special conditions? I think the planting plan is self-explanatory. The work, do you have a soil storage location on your plan?
We do not. They will most likely excavate and take soil off-site.
Okay.
During construction.
Because it's already designed to be a wet bottom,
Yep.
what if you end up hitting groundwater?
We will hit groundwater.
Okay.
That's the plan. Groundwater elevation is probably about 2 to 3 feet above this.
Okay.
And there's also base flow coming in from the other drains on the highway. So that's why it's a wet basin and not an infiltration basin to begin with.
Okay. See, sometimes you just have to peel the wrapping back to see the corner. It says "Made in China." So, so what is the process then to get to base levels if you're going to hit water and you know you're going to be in water? And we all know you don't dig in water. So, are you going to de-water?
They may have to dewater. They would just head to the next downstream structure.
Okay.
And this existing line would stay in place during construction so that they're not adding the base.
So you're not contributing.
No.
Okay.
The soils out there are favorable for infiltration, but it's designed as a wet basin because of the groundwater and the base flows.
Okay. So here's what I would like to see, just so that we're on the same page. So it almost makes sense for you to just mark an area on the plan that works for you and your team for soil storage in the case that you have to do soil storage, and a dewatering location in the case that you find yourselves, they start the work and it rains for 3 days. and you find yourselves doing dewatering, you can send that to us as an email attachment, and we'll just put it with the plans. But it's just so that at least there's something in writing before the RFP is issued. Fair enough? No, their RFP.
Oh, RFP.
Because they need to issue their RFP to get started, and we just want to make sure it's on that plan. Because as you can imagine, it's difficult when you show up and the dewatering isn't where it's supposed to be.
Yes, it is difficult.
Okay. So, based on the request that the applicant provide a revised sheet, go back one, please.
6 of 11.
6 of 11. So, with the note that the applicant replace sheet 6 of 11, new sheet to include dewatering basin location and soil storage, so that the final set of plans includes those, I would accept a motion to move forward with the order of conditions on DEP file number 100-0426.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So, because we do have to write the order of conditions, we can then take care of that and email to the applicant. So, we could do that. We could sign that on the 19th if we had a sheet. Do we think we can? It would be incredibly boilerplate and very simple. Could pass that back and forth on Monday. You're in Monday?
Yep.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't a...
Yeah, no, so without special conditions, just the regular boilerplate?
Yeah, really aren't any.
Okay, all right.
We can potentially sign this during our non-meeting meeting on Tuesday.
Okay,
We'll go from there.
yeah.
The only thing that would happen after that is we would have to close the hearing. The next time we can close the hearing, since we can't issue it tonight, we can't close the hearing. Next time we can close the hearing is we have a meeting on June 28th, and we could just close the hearing that night. Unless you had an issue with the order or anything else, there'd be no need for you to come in. We would just close the hearing. Piece of cake. Your appeal period starts, of course, at that time. So
Is somebody going to come get the order, or is certified mail?
they're just down in Marlboro.
That's fine.
Okay.
They're just down in Marlboro.
We'll check with Matt, see if he wants to.
Yeah, tell him to bring the baby.
Well, he can't wait himself.
Oh, so it really is his first. Yeah. There's a lesson to learn.
No, you aren't kidding. I have an 18-year-old and a 16-year-old. So.
Yeah, nobody ever says, honey, let's have a 16-year-old.
That's right.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, ma'am.
So we need a
Thank you very much. Oh, actually, so sorry. We actually need to, we just need to continue our public hearing to June 28th.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. And again, we will just merely open it to close it on that day. Thank you so much. Okay. Yes.
That was my question.
Oh, you didn't want me to miss, weren't you? Good.
And I had already pre-written in June 28th.
June 28th.
I thought you said June
Just
20th.
going to open it to close it. Okay. Have a nice night and tell Matt good luck.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. Okay. Discussions, requests for extensions. Mr. Mulaney. Good evening, and how are you?
Good evening, I am well, and yourselves?
Good, thank you. I'm sorry I wasn't able to join you all.
Did you get our picture? I sent you a postcard.
I believe you. So, wait, did you?
I did. What was
A postcard or a text?
It was a picture in a text that said, greetings from Ayer.
No, I think I did. And didn't I send you a picture back?
I don't remember. That was.
I think I sent you a picture of the deck I was standing
You
on.
did. You did. Yes, you did. You did.
Yeah, this was 200 years ago.
Yeah. But there was your commission marching across the landscape with determination.
No, here it is. Oh, no, there are no trees planted at Air Solar 1. That's a different discussion. Okay. So, Since I was not available for the request for the extensions, why don't we start with the very first one? 166 Woodland Way, DEP file number 100-0274. So what did you folks find out in the field?
Nothing.
Okay,
Nothing amiss.
why don't we,
Nothing missed.
why don't I do this? There are 5 listed. Did we run into any issues on any of the 5?
I don't recall.
It was 200
No.
years ago.
It was very Jeff Sessions of you. So,
It was a rerun of walks we had last year, last fall.
exactly the same walk, and so
The
there
only
was,
difference was there had been some clearing.
oh, so it was
And-
easier to get in and out.
And the beautiful basins
Yes.
had been built.
Yes.
And the basins look good now?
Oh,
Are we
yeah.
happy with the basins?
We are,
The ones that are now finished.
Well, isn't that nice?
Things are nice.
They're a work of art. Good.
they really are. Yeah.
Well, that is good to know. So
Yeah,
the
yeah.
new contractor is working out well.
Luke takes pride in his site work. It's
Well, good
very
for
obvious.
them.
Yeah.
Always happy to hear that. Okay. Well, that would explain why there are a bunch of signature pages.
There you go.
And not a bunch of contentious pages. Also found on the DEP website. Okay. So, let's do them in order. I would accept a motion to issue an extension to the order of conditions for DEP file number 100-0274. Oh, now, George, did you guys talk about that?
Probably soon. Didn't you say that's usually 3 years?
We requested 3 years.
Somebody mentioned 3 years.
Yes.
Somebody,
Our May 3rd letter requested a 3-year extension from June 9th.
I can tell you, I know who
June
requested
2021.
6 years, or 7 years, or even 3. It actually says on here, hereby extended to June 9th, 2021.
2021?
2021, approximately 1 year after the end of the world.
Second.
As we know it.
Last that long?
Yeah, no, it's a guess. It's a
Okay.
guess. All in favor say aye. Aye. I would accept a motion to issue the extension to the order of conditions for DEP file number 100-0275 for a period of 3 years ending 6/9/2021.
Someone,
Second.
All in favor say aye. Aye. I would accept a motion to issue an extension to the order of conditions for DEP file number 100-0279 for a period of 3 years ending June 9th, 2021.
someone,
Second.
All in favor say aye. Aye.
Thank you.
I would accept a motion to issue an extension to the order of conditions for DEP file number 100-0280 ending on June 9th, 2021.
someone.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Steve is thinking I could have gotten supper. I would accept a motion to issue the extension to the order of conditions for DEP file number 100-0282 ending 6/9/2021.
Someone.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Mr. Mulaney, that's all of them.
That's it.
So, I'm glad that there were no concerns or complications, and that was pretty easy.
Thank you for your time this evening.
Thank you very much, and thank you for sitting through all the other fun stuff. Did you know much about the oil spill?
I've heard bits and pieces of it, and Joanne and I have talked about it a little bit.
Yeah. Wow.
Thank you for submitting these completed.
All right. Thank you so much, Ms.
Thank
Mulaney.
you. Have a good night.
You too. Okay. We now have a request for amendment for 231 Snake Hill Road, DEP file number 100-0421.
Good evening.
Good evening, and I'm sorry, I forgot your name.
Gary.
Gary. Good evening, Gary. How are you?
I'm doing well. How's everybody?
Well, do you have an oil spill?
No.
No, well then, you're one ahead of the first guy. So do we have a plan?
You should have a plan, little plans in your packet.
Oh, that's what I was looking.
And I have some photos. Thank you for sending that photo of today.
Yep.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that the turkey print, or
It could be.
And probably.
are you
Or
suggesting it's a
Blue
velociraptor?
heron?
Because that's your only other option.
Well,
Great blue herons?
no, it's a turkey.
Was it a turkey? I get a great blue heron story that I'll tell later.
That would be swell. Okay. Is this your site, Gary?
Oh, yes.
Yes, that's a dewiring.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
So-
yeah, this is for the next thing on the agenda.
So I understand we've had some issues that we're going to need to talk about, but let's talk about your request for amendment. So that is what we are talking about here. This is a public hearing to amend. So do I have a copy of that? Did you give it out last week and I missed it?
It should be in your packet from last week. There were some things binder clipped together.
Well, then that would be somebody else, because I don't have any.
No, it's right here. Right.
Oh, so it's in this, sorry. I just saw the meeting agenda on the top and I just assumed you guys had a crazy long agenda and wanted to make me feel bad. Try and tell me it's not possible.
So the.
All right, that's Snake Hill Road.
It looks like this, David Ross.
Here we go. Oh, it's
Yeah.
David E. Ross.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yep.
Okay. Regarding the above referenced property and pursuant to Wetlands Protection Policy 85-4, on behalf of our client, we're requesting an amendment to the order of conditions issued by the Conservation Commission. The original site plan depicted a proposed beach area in the southeasterly portion of the lot. During a site inspection, our client in the town of Ayer Conservation Administration discovered large 30-inch red maple tree located directly in the center of the approved beach area. In addition, the site inspection also discovered the existing grade adjacent to the pond was not conducive to a beach location. Therefore, an alternate beach location was discussed to preserve the existing maple tree, provide a more gradual entrance to the pond. Revised plan depicts the new location of the beach area. So it used to be down by where the old shed was, and now it is farther up.
Or as I like to think of it, the old yellow jacket nest.
The old yellow jacket. Okay, lesson impact, example of our client's collaboration. Okay, that was it. Okay, so. Is this the extent of the request for the amendment? Just the beach? Okay. Did anyone have any questions about this? And actually, a better question, based on your site walk, this is a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
There were a lot of invasives in the new location.
Oh, so they'd be coming out. Oh, well,
Yeah.
that's nice.
Yes, and you'll help me with that.
Glossy buckthorn
Yeah,
be dead.
You pointed out.
Glossy buckthorn be dead.
Yeah.
What's a what?
There's glossy buckthorn all down through.
It's everywhere in
It's
there.
everywhere. And so
Is that something the Kardashians wear? What are you talking about?
glossy buckthorn.
We will show you.
Yes.
Glossy buckthorn is. So you can start pulling it on your property.
Yeah, I think we're back to the Kardashians. All right, so for the purposes of this hearing, we have the movement of the beach, nothing else. We do have a pathway through the approved planting. That seems to be appropriate.
Yep.
And no changes down by the tree.
Nope.
Okay.
Is that the tree, the said tree?
I think it's one more to the right of
I
it.
think it's the big one to the
Yeah,
right.
It
yeah,
is.
to the right.
I think it's this one.
Yeah.
Where, Bonnie, when I was out there, whatever day that was this week, I stepped over the erosion controls, went down the banking, was standing in the water, being completely harassed by a Baltimore Oriole.
Really?
Because I was standing right under her nest.
No way.
We
Yeah,
looked
that's
up
cool.
and there was her nest.
Oh my goodness.
In the tree that's no longer being cut down.
Wow.
It's the circle of life.
Well,
So,
it was very cool. So I had to get out of there or I was going to
Yeah.
have a bird beak in my...
so the only thing, Gary, that I
Yeah.
would ask,
Yep.
is right now the line of shrubs ends because that's where the proposed beach was, in that lower point.
Yep. Yep.
So the only thing that I would ask is that we add a few shrubs down there so
Sure.
that someone doesn't say, oh, now I have 2 beaches.
Yep. Just continue.
Does everybody
the berm.
understand? It just continue the berm and the shrubs down into that area.
Yeah.
Again, as you may remember from our many meetings,
Yep.
the intention of the berm and the shrubs was
Yep.
to keep the homeowner from
Sure,
trying to
yep.
extend.
Yep.
So are we coming all the way to the lot line?
It makes the most sense, right? Come like this. I just drew it in blue ink. I just said, just straight down.
Okay, and you're good with that? You've got that on your plan?
Does everybody understand where I'm coming from? Right. Because otherwise we've effectively said now there's 2 beaches. And
Yeah, and then
well, I know that Gary understands
and
us.
it does prevent mowing kind of down to
Right.
the kind of the lowest level.
Right.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly they'll dump their leaves there, but that's fine. Okay. So, with the applicant's understanding of the minor alteration that we have to the plan, does anybody have any other questions or ideas? Any thoughts? Anything? Okay. Then I would accept a motion to approve this amendment to the order of conditions regarding the relocation of the beach with the condition add that the existing berm and vegetation, shrubs that are planted are to continue down to the property line with the salters with the intention of blocking access from the yard to the beachfront.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Okay. So Gary, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, unfortunately, I think we're going to need to talk about your water problem. So, through discussions with Joanne,
Yep.
it sounds like you guys are having a heck of a time with the water in there.
I think we're under control. Very
Well,
under
Joanne
control
did tell me that, careful, I had the paper clip popped up. So at one point, did you end up having dewatering and it's been moved back now?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, dewatering is back where it belongs and is working. That's where it belongs.
Okay.
There was a giant pile of soil there, which the amazing site work contractors here just made go to Pingree Hill. They brought all that soil up to Pingree Hill.
Well, it's nice when stuff goes away.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's good.
Do you have other photos?
I do. Hang on. I have papers here too. Let's see. Other photos.
Sweet Francis, that's a lot of stone, Gary.
Yep.
It is.
How deep are you there?
As you're looking right now,
Yeah.
that's a couple feet of stone. But
Yeah.
that has since been dispersed. That is not the way it is now.
It has been, and I've got pictures that I didn't get to the Mondo pad of. Let's see, of what it actually looks like now.
So how deep did you excavate before you put all the stone in? 4 feet? 8 feet?
Approximately 4 feet.
This is.
On the back left-hand section.
So this
Okay.
is what it looks like now.
Yep. Yeah, I got a couple photos as well.
I don't know why they didn't go to the. Let me see.
So the White House is the neighbor we met, person who sold the property,
Yes.
in the back of the picture.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm no stranger to doing this myself, Gary, so looks like you might even be deeper than 4 feet. Up where the machine is, you're down like 4 feet, and then you're down another couple feet into the hole. Am I missing that?
Well, let me look at it.
What's your drop in the property?
from front to back?
Yes, 231 to, where'd you go?
31.
231 to 228. So you've got a 3-foot drop in the property where the excavator here is. You got a 6-foot ladder leaning against the wall, so that's at least 4 feet in this picture here.
Oh,
Sorry.
all right.
In this picture here, the excavator is sitting 4 feet above a hole, which is
Okay.
then at least 3 feet above the pump. At least.
All right, so let me look at this.
That's a pretty big drop.
24.
Is there a way to transfer
So you're
this?
looking at 224. So you're looking at more like 6 feet. So if the basement
No,
elevation
not-
was initially
not
224,
Not without the computer. I'm sorry, what did you say?
I was just saying the initial the elevation of basement floor was 224.
Yep.
That's the lower section of the back of the lot, which would
Okay,
be the frost
so-
protection. So 224 is the low section, and so closer, I guess, to 6 feet at that point. Makes sense with the letter. 229.
Yeah, it just looks deeper in this.
Yeah.
And I'm just basing that on, so watch this. So there's my excavator.
Yep.
It's up on a hill. That's 4 feet all day long.
Yep,
Then I come down, I drop another couple of feet,
yep.
and then I got I got a pump in a pit. That's 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 8 feet all day long.
Oh, 8 feet?
I don't think
No,
it's 8 feet.
there's no way.
Well,
No.
No, we're at 220.
now I don't need
24.
cheaters, no matter what my children say.
I know.
But that's an excavator. Damn it.
Don't forget
Hold on.
soils are brought up around the front too.
So your excavator's not sitting on virgin soil there on that 4 foot?
There's fill all around there, so I can't.
Did you guys shoot this? Did you
Yeah.
shoot the elevation of the hole?
Yep.
And you think it's 224?
Yep.
The back section?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep.
All right, so on top of 224,
Yep.
we get a 10-inch footing?
Yep. With a
So-
4-inch pour, but no, actually, 224. That's gonna be frost protection. We're gonna be above that.
Oh, okay, so,
You wanted,
right, so it,
you and I talked about
yep,
bringing that above the water table.
right. So 224, 226 is the water, at least at some point.
226. Yep.
At some
Right,
point
so
in
hold on,
time.
hold on. So
This is
226 was what was measured April 7th, 2017.
Correct.
Okay. So because there's one person here who knows better than any of us, is the water high or low right now for this time of year?
It has been, I thought, a little bit high, but it's going down right now because I
Okay.
believe they've taken the boards out.
Right
Okay.
now it's at 225. I shot it
Right
today.
now it's
Yep.
225.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
That's
and
really
Jess,
good.
Jess lives on the pond, so she watches the fluctuations.
Yep. I see Jess.
Okay. So, so,
I stay
so
up for
today, water was 221?
225.
225, excuse me.
Yep.
So the water was 225 and your hole was 224, you said?
At the frost protection, yes.
So please define for me what you mean by at the frost protection.
So that's not going to be my final grade. I need to get below frost for my footings,
Right?
which we maintain the 224 elevation. Brought
Okay.
the front up, set the finished grade at 224, which would be 2 feet below water, top of water.
Yep,
We're going to put basement grade at 227. So that will be 227 with 10-inch footing and 4-inch. So the final.
all right, so
midfoot.
227 is the final finished basement floor.
So the top of that.
So in
Top
other words, so 224 frost protection
Right.
means that's the bottom
Oh,
of the
yeah.
bottom of the
Yeah,
footings,
yeah, yeah.
right?
all
Yep.
covered.
And the
Yep.
wall set on top. The only reason I asked is because a lot of people have been doing those new hunched footings with the 3-foot frost protection to the
Yeah.
sides.
Yeah,
I'm not sure I'm sold on them yet, but it's a whole hell of a lot cheaper than digging down 4 feet.
yes,
Okay, so footings, wall on top,
yep.
and you're going to be, your basement floor is going to be 3 feet above the bottom of the footing?
My goal is get 3 feet above, so above high water, 226. No, actually, no. I want to be a foot above, I'm going to be at 227 to the top of my finished concrete floor.
Okay. So your footing is going to go in.
Yep.
And then you're going to have wall that actually is dirt on both sides before the basement floor starts, because the basement
Correct.
floor, instead of being right down on top of or level with my footings,
Yep.
is up a foot or two above the footings. So 10 inch tall,
10 inches and 4.
2 foot wide?
Yep.
Okay. So that means that it's going to look like this. $224, $227.
Yep.
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 Okay. Normally, your basement would be right down here on your footings, because why would you spend all that money for concrete? Okay. One of the interesting questions that came up during our discussion was, how are you going to control the water in the basement? And so this looks like a good way to control the water in the basement, because now you don't need the pump and you don't need a place to let it go. Please know, if after you're done you still end up with water in the basement and you need a place for it to go, please come meet with us.
Sure.
It would be incredibly disappointing to find a sump pump or a container on site that we didn't approve or at least discuss.
Right. And has Charlie talked about footing drain, foundation drain, any? Because there's nowhere to put that water either, and there's nothing here on the plan, or roof drainage, or where's?
So that was never actually discussed at all with any of us. So
I know.
Well, so hold on a second. So we didn't talk about what to do with the gutters, because we knew Charlie was going to want gutters.
Apparently we didn't, because it's, I don't know how we
think so.
missed that.
I don't recall either.
Do you have an overhang? Does the roof
it's got a typical eave.
just,
About 8 inches.
okay, so that's not enough to keep the water away from the foundation. You're planning gutters,
Absolutely.
okay.
Right, so then the question is, where do they go?
Yeah, it's sounding like a rain garden situation.
You ever done a rain garden?
I have not, but they're done all around everywhere.
So there's some real positives actually to the rain garden. For one thing, because the roof water always goes directly into the rain garden, the stuff that's in the rain garden is beautiful.
Yep.
There are some prime examples over on Devon's. Have you been over to the Zero Net Energy development over there?
I have not.
So
I think you would enjoy it.
it's actually really interesting. So if you come in the entrance over here, go down West Main Street.
Yep.
Come in that entrance, and you come. Now you have to go left instead of going right. You come around left. The first street is Antietam. The second street, and I should know what it is, but I don't. The second street goes up in between the neighborhoods. Okay. The third street on your left, after the fields have started on your right, third street on your left, just before the open stream area starts. Those houses all in there, they all have rain gardens. They all have systems where their driveways come down and tip right down into the rain gardens.
Yep.
And their gutters go down and go into the rain garden as well.
Yep.
Super easy. You fill it with plants. The one thing that one of the ladies I stopped and talked to her one morning, and the one thing that she said was she had to go in and take out some shrubs because they were all growing so fast. They were clumping together. So they were going gangbusters in there because they got all the water off the roof.
Yeah, so I grew up by Long Lake in Littleton, and we do the same things all around the properties around there, so I totally, I'm up for it.
So you know that's the best fishing around here, and don't tell anybody. It's incredible.
I know.
Saturday morning, nobody else is out in the pond. 5 o'clock in the morning, you just catch bass until 7 or 8 o'clock without trying hard.
Yeah.
Everyone has to know, and no one's ever there. No one's there. You can be there. You can be there for 2 hours all by yourself. Okay,
My son will be there.
there you go.
Sure. Yeah, he's a big fisherman, so.
So Gary, what we would like to see,
Yep.
because it benefits both of us,
Yep.
all of us, really,
Mhm.
is if you can work in a rain garden design
Yep.
that allows you a place for your gutters to go.
Mhm.
Now, on the front, that's super easy, because what you can do, I wish we could do this up on the screen. What you can do is you can do your rain garden right over here next to the driveway. The driveway can dump into the rain garden, and the gutters can go into the rain garden.
Mhm.
Piece of cake.
Yep.
That's all of the main water that you want to get rid of in the front of the
Yep.
house. In the back of the house, it gets a little trickier. One option would be to expand the bed, like in this area right here,
Yeah. Yep.
so that you catch the water, you bring the bring the gutter water down into this area over here behind the garage.
Yep.
Just bump that bed a little bit so that it's got a deep area in it,
Yeah.
and it will go right in there.
Kind of follow that contour line that's going around there.
That's what I was just thinking.
Yeah. That's fine.
Kind of makes sense, right? It's
Yeah.
already there.
Yeah.
Not that you won't have already chewed that all up, but
So should we get an officially redesigned plan?
well, I think what's going to make the most sense is that yeah.
I don't know that we need that.
I think you're all pretty savvy. here.
We're-
You
we're-
can
we're
guide
getting-
me.
We're getting expert running this little plan here.
What would make the most sense is to, if nothing else, work with Joanne to talk about what that general size would be.
Yep.
Yep.
The ones,
Yep,
the
yep.
ones, and I'm not kidding. Just head over to Devon's.
Yeah.
You can see them tomorrow morning
Sure.
there. And you just go to that Dunkin' Donuts instead of this Dunkin' Donuts. And
Head
as
on
you
over.
turn, it's before the fire department. If you hit the fire department, you went too far.
Right.
And it's probably a felony. Just take that left, right in there, and all those houses, especially the ones that are right on the road there.
Yeah, fair
just
enough.
gorgeous.
Absolutely.
The rain gardens are beautiful.
So I did issue an enforcement order on this. I didn't sign it. I don't think you guys need to ratify it. But I did stop the excavator from doing any more work.
Until it was fixed.
Yep.
Okay.
So the only thing that's not fully in compliance with the approved plan right now is where the soil storage is. The photo that has the excavator sitting up front.
It's a nice excavator.
It is. It's nice equipment, which is good.
So that soil pile there.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
right in the front.
So
very
that
front.
site development truck is basically where the driveway is going to be,
Yeah.
plus or minus.
And,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
this is where we called for soil storage, which might have been a mistake on our part.
Well, no, on your picture, it's up here it's supposed to be up there in that corner.
But there's that,
Yeah.
that corner's the
But this is the
Nothing
access to the,
there. driveway's got to go in, and then
Right.
there's just no. It's a small space after.
so this is, the
Excavate the
soil
cellar hole.
storage, the only soil that's being stored on the site right now is right up against the road.
Yeah.
It's not exactly shown, it's not exactly where it's shown on the approved plan, but I think where it's okay, I think where it is, it's okay.
Is there a wattle along the road?
No, but
There's a
there's a
drain.
Is
stone
anything headed
wall.
out toward the road that you've seen?
I haven't
No.
noticed.
It actually pitches away there. What's
I haven't had any rain.
No, we really
I have
haven't had any rain.
a extra wattle that's from when we first started getting.
Yep.
Anthony puts them. I
Yep.
can just bring that out.
really
behind.
should just to
Yeah,
get it on the
absolutely.
front. Well, put it this way. So right now it's a nice pile of soil, and
Yeah.
then after a rainstorm, it's a mess you have to clean up by hand.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Which is no fun.
Yep.
Okay, so that's obviously a huge thing. I don't have a problem with the soil storage pile there because if for no other reason, clearly you've hauled material off.
Yes,
yeah.
a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's
Couple
not
thousand
that's not a lot of pile for
No.
material you must have had to remove.
No.
Okay, is that enough to backfill with?
No. I'm gonna be hauling back in.
Yeah. Go to Pingree Hill, I heard they have a ton of it.
There's actually a gentleman around the corner took some too, on the other side of the road, right?
Oh, the side of the road away from the stream?
Yes, from
From
far
the
away.
pond?
So I asked him where he was.
We need that address. No, all right, so, anybody have any other questions for Gary? Anybody have any other questions for Joanne regarding ratification or non-ratification of the enforcement? Everybody makes sense to not ratify the enforcement order? Okay, then I would accept a motion to retain for our records the enforcement order for 231 Snake Hill Road, DEP file number 100-421.
So,
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Please
you guys
continue
so
to
much.
work with Joanne. We appreciate
Yep.
it.
Yeah, thank you.
We will be working.
This has been you're so patient, and I really appreciate you just doing everything we've come up with.
Yeah.
We've only given him easy stuff. Just wait.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Run!
Thank you guys, have a nice evening.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gary. You too. That was the politest non-ratification we've ever had.
He really has been completely willing and understanding, and with the exception of not calling me before the excavator started. If he had done that, he wouldn't have had to come in tonight.
Well, he would have.
Oh, for the amendment, yeah.
Okay.
But not for this other thing.
So jumping forward, because it is already 9:09. Request for certificate of compliance for 53 Mulberry Circle.
Oh, boy, yep.
DEP file number 100-43. That's an old one.
Yeah. All
And now
right.
you said,
So,
well, first off, who signed it?
here it is. This is
No, I meant I didn't know they had pens then.
Right.
Maybe it was in blood.
So this is from July 30th, 1985.
Yeah.
Happy to tell you I was in high school then. Says issued to Sandville Concrete Corp., care of Lone Star, 7/30/85, issued by the commission. Well, this is so much easier than the ones we do now. It's
I
a
know.
two-pager,
I know, and it says nothing.
and nothing is checked. It was
Yeah.
Bob Eldridge, Ron DiFilippo, and Tom Poole.
Oh, this is the one that was not signed, that we
Yeah,
couldn't
no,
figure out
right.
what
No check marks, nothing.
what was going on.
It was signed, but nothing was checked off.
Like, what is this?
And this is the plan that was in the file for it.
Janet
Oh,
Lewis
it's
signed
the-
it.
Oh, it's the little pond there.
Future well site, town of Ayer.
Huh.
DEQE.
Department.
Oh no, that's DEGE. That's French.
So,
So Nemco Way, an access road beside/through a wetland, and oh yeah,
I don't even think the printer existed.
so Judy suggested that I write on that photocopy.
I
there,
attest this to be a true copy because there was no official.
that we don't have an original, and the attorney for the seller can't record something that doesn't have original signatures
So
on
even though
it.
this had an original signature, clearly had her clunk, it's not acceptable to the registry because it's a copy.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so
And she-
you would need to write on here,
She said right on the
I
front.
attest this to be a true copy. Sign
Yeah.
a date, attach your business card.
Yeah. She said, you guys shouldn't issue, it shouldn't be on you.
Because it already happened.
Yeah.
And so you
Whatever it
found
was.
this, right, but you found this in our folder or you got this from the
No,
attorney?
I found it in the file folder.
Okay, no, because if you got it from the attorney, I would say absolutely not.
Yeah, oh, no.
I think we've
This
all
one-
seen enough of that.
Yeah, this one So I just need to know that this is what you want me to do.
Does anybody have an issue with Joanne signing off that this is a true copy, this signed off certificate of compliance that she found in a 25-year-old, a 30-year-old folder, 33-year-old folder?
So do we know what this, where this? What?
So the question is,
The question is,
we have a 33-year-old folder. In that 33-year-old folder is a signed certificate of compliance by the commission that signed it in 1996. And therefore, do we agree that Joanne can write, yup, this is a true copy because I found it in our folder?
I agree to that.
Okay, that's the actual question. Now, if you want to know more about the application, that's fine, but the actual question is, can Joanne say on this, yup, it's the right thing, and I agree?
Don't you need more information before you?
No?
No, because we're
Not signing
not
it.
adjudicating.
We're not doing anything with it. We're simply saying we found it in the folder. It's a real copy.
It's a real copy.
Yes.
Yeah. It does seem kind of crazy, but.
And it stops a minimum of 30 minutes of discussion on whatever the hell that application was.
Surprised.
So am I. So, why don't we vote? So, I would accept a motion to allow our conservation administrator to, Agent Christoph, to attest that that is a true and original copy from our files for a certificate of compliance that was issued for DEP file number 100-43.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Excellent. Okay. So now we've covered that. Last but not least on our agenda of specific items, request for certificate of compliance 114 Groton School Road, lot 100-152.
This one I think we have pictures of.
You told me a little bit about this, and I'm just getting a drink of water.
Okay. So from what I can gather, 114 Groton School Road has sold a number of times since it was built in 1996. And this is the first time a title examination has turned up the missing certificate of compliance. This is the backyard. This is the last house lot on the left in the town of Ayer, heading into, like, I think this is Groton right here.
That's wrong.
That tree is Groton.
Yes, on the other side of this fence is Groton.
So you know where this is?
Yeah.
That field,
Yep.
that farm used to have horses there or cows? Can't remember. And then you just go up the hill a little bit more and you turn up, and that sunset, that's
Yep.
where you can really see the sunset.
Yep.
And the trustees of reservation. And Jacob and I sat there and watched a coyote who thought we couldn't see it walk through the grass.
Cool.
It was super cool.
So I think this might have been part of the Amandry Circle, Amandry Way subdivision. And this would have been a,
Right, back before we knew to call it a person way.
right. This might have, why are these not? I know there's another picture. There we go. So these are the houses on Amandry Way. This is some kind of head wall culvert thing. This may have been a wetland crossing for Amandry Way.
Were you a part of this?
And the street is right
Right over here.
Right there.
Yep.
So George Carpenter built all this stuff
Yep.
around 94, 95.
6.
This was 6?
Yeah.
This was after mine? So he did the house our house up on Brilena back in 95. So this must have been the next neighborhood that he did.
So this is the first house on Amandry Way. Our subject house is like right here. On
Oh, so the road turns, and it's the one that, where the road turns. It's like right on the corner.
this house is right on the corner of.
Oh, and
Amandry Way.
and this is the one that's up Groton. It's up the road.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I don't think this house is connected to the sewer system, because I think the septic is like in the front yard, right? Because it's like
I'm not sure.
I remember there's some house up there that's not connected because it's.
Think so?
This is a
Do
very
you know why I
pretty
wonder
little-
about that? Because the sewer pumping station is literally across the
It
street
is.
from these two houses.
It really is.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's on the Groton side that you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh, okay.
So the ask is to issue a request, we have a request for a certificate of compliance, and you said the attorney sent you the paperwork because it
Well,
wasn't around?
Yeah, the attorney's person sent me the order of conditions.
So
For
it
this.
wasn't in our file. This was
The whole
missing.
file is missing. This
Impossible.
whole file, as impossible as it may seem,
It does feel impossible.
we have nothing. So I've. the
Do you know who
attorney-
his, do you know who his engineer was Ross. I wonder if you could reach out to Ross and ask them if they kept copies of their applications.
I asked Heather upstairs if we had a copy of this definitive subdivision plan, and she couldn't find it. So,
So someone purged the records. It's one of those conspiracy things.
so I talked to Judy about this. She said to go out there and take a look. I did.
Sure.
This is the only wet place that I can find. It's far, far, far away from the house. She said it would be all right to issue a partial. This is the
Which we have
order-
done many times before.
This is the order of conditions.
Yep, I remember that
It
font.
says nothing about.
No, we used that font in the 90s.
The 90s font.
The 90s font. Well, this is the early 2000s font.
Font is improving.
Seven Seas Realty Trust, that was how we did it. And everyone just, everywhere it's supposed to say commission, it just says commission.
Yeah.
Not ACC, just commission. Well, Plan L-3420, P1, definitive subdivision plans.
Yeah.
Sheets 1 through 5.
Can you say that again?
Plan L-3420, Plan P1, that was the definitive subdivisions plan set. This was based on that, and sheet S1, the notice of intent application. Oh, you're right, there's absolutely nothing in here about anything.
No. So I
Eldridge
kind
was
of-
chair,
I
Tom
kind of-
Poole was clerk, Di Filippo and Linda Webster? Ever heard the name? No, that's definitely Linda. Linda Webster. It's messed up when it's typed, but I can actually read her printing better. Unlike Ron Di Filippo. Okay. So, based on the fact that this property has been sitting and live, this whole area has been sitting and live for 25 years. No, 23, sorry, 22. And this person's property is far away from the water or wetland of any sort. I would accept a motion to issue a partial certificate of compliance for 114 Groton School Road, Ayer, Mass. Project DEP file number 100-152.
So moved.
Second.
So you checked partial, excellent. All in favor say aye. Aye. Go. I'm going to pass this back to Joanne, so when the top copy comes, she'll be all set. All right. That is our formal business for the evening. Why don't we go into our Conservation Office updates? Let me see, I've got the wrong one open, or do I? Nope, last week's and this week's are dated May 24th at the top of the
You know,
page.
Yep. What happens when you don't save your changes? Thank you.
Okay.
So the most interesting update that's not on here, I don't think, is the issuance of an emergency certification to the DPW to fix the leaky water main in the causeway between Sandy Pond and Flanagan.
Always reminds me of the, remember the old Inspector Clouseau movie with the Lee Key shipyards? Used to kill me. Remember that? The Lee Key shipyards.
Oh, yeah, now I remember.
It cracks me up. I just have to think about it.
Oh, man.
That was a priceless Ming vase. Not anymore. So,
Here it is.
no, there we go.
Yeah. They may have taken the flashboards out.
Well, it seems like the water has gone down about this much,
Okay.
so I would guess it's going down.
That's a horizontal measurement.
Horizontal.
So, are you taking, it's not that.
Well, you know those little orange thingies that are coming down off the trees right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, so there's a line of them, and now here's the water's over here.
I see.
So that's not-
So if I stack them up, how many orange thingies is it?
So that's pretty, in a couple of days, that's a lot of water.
Is it just this week, or? But don't forget, we've also had a lot of warm air. We've had a lot of warm temperatures, so you would get some. You'd get some
So
evaporation.
I could not verify that the water's dropping from that or it's.
Shouldn't you put like a brass thing in the?
I could.
Wouldn't that make sense?
I could do this.
A water gauge, you say.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do we need to sign the emergency cert, or did you sign it, or what
I
happened?
did. I signed it.
Wonderful. Okay.
They're working
So-
on it or not. I don't know.
If I were to go down this and have issues, I would say, what is up with our Rosewood Ave extension in Mike Lottie? Because if this happens, so at some point, who was our engineer for that site again?
Yeah. Yep.
Seems like the next letter needs to go to all of them and say, you are now formally out of compliance for your applicant. So, GPR.
Yeah.
So let's do that on,
Yep. Okay.
that's a fun Friday morning letter.
Yeah.
Hey, howdy, hey.
They have not been,
Well, that's what leads into the next one, which is where they are starting the planting, and they were not thrilled about doing the planting. They're disappointed about doing the planting now, as we all can remember. The planting is because they made an error, and so they are up there doing the work. Interestingly,
Alvin Moore was up there planting trees?
no, he was
Yeah.
directing. Oh, yeah, he did
No.
do a few.
He planted 11 of the 12 that Cal and Bruce asked him to plant.
so, but Kyle wasn't there?
There was some other young person
Buck.
from GPR who I had not seen before and was not introduced to. But it was just Cal and Bruce and a tank of water on the back of a truck and a gator and shovels and unhappiness.
As we're into,
General lack of profitability.
as we're into a dry period now, which doesn't seem, is there anything we can do that they go up periodically with that little water tank? And
Well, interestingly, you would think they would, because per the order of conditions, if the
Yeah.
trees don't live, they have to replace them.
It's a lot more money.
yes, but
So if the trees don't live, they have to replace them. So there's only two things to do. One would be to go up and take a ton of pictures. Another would be to use
146.
a GPS tool to locate them, which might actually save you considerably. Except then we have to get a GPS tool.
Yeah.
But that's all open.
I'm sure Calvin would try to go with that natural growth. We don't need more.
No. That's all. That was the first email.
Yeah.
That's all open. You could do it with your phone. So there are.
146.
work with me. There are very simple apps that you can download
Yeah.
where you literally go stand next to it. It gives you the lats and longs. You hit the button and mark it 1. And you walk to the next one, you hit the button and mark it 2. You could literally go through and mark all the plantings around the outside, for instance, and then get what you could in the inside. But I'm betting an hour, and you could get them all marked because you're literally just doing this.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And tomorrow, I should have the as-planted plan.
There you go.
And presumably the invoice that I've asked for. And
Well, maybe the other way to do it is to take the as-planted plan, walk up and see if it agrees, because if it agrees, then that's where they are.
Yeah.
Because you also have to assume they had to shoot it to find it. So, all right, that's wonderful. Okay. National Grid, correct drainage on the roadway. Wait, the what?
Well, so John Coles and
Yeah.
I have been chatting back and forth, and he wanted to know from the DPW what they would like to see as corrections to that roadway that was built up off Park Street.
So
The
I guess
National
I'd have to
Grid site.
take umbrage with that. That roadway existed before the solar plan.
Yeah,
That-
there was a roadway that existed. They didn't use the beginning of it, and they built a new one that kind of crosses the existing roadway, and then,
Yeah, because the old roadway used to do this.
right,
So they did this.
yeah.
They actually lessened the slope.
Yeah.
I'm not defending them. I'm just simply saying that if anything, they improved it.
Well, so Dan, our fabulous town engineer, wrote back after going over to look at it, because John had said, "I will do whatever."
Yeah, just tell us what you want.
Right. So,
Did he mention that National Grid would just raise their rates to their customers in order to pay for it?
no, but I kind of got that as the underlying.
I would hope so. It says it on his card. We're just going to raise our rates. Ask for what you want.
So Dan says, "Hi Joanne, I looked at some old files and visited the site. There were several issues. A few include the riprap swale was installed on the wrong side of the access road, which leads to several issues which would otherwise not be present. The riprap swale continues from the access road to a depression. This portion of the swale is relatively flat, no channel, contains debris, overgrowth, and does not appear to function properly. It didn't appear any check dams were installed in the riprap swale. I suggest their engineer evaluate the situation and design a repair. Let me know what you think."
Agreed.
So I asked DPW,
And they said, it's wrong. Go design your own fix.
yeah.
Oh, that's not anything different than we would do,
Yeah.
where we would say, yeah, that's still wrong. You need to go fix that. Come back when you have it wrong.
Yeah.
So
So,
I'm sure Mr. Coles will take it in stride. And
yes,
that
he'd very much like to get his COC on this, but
I'm sure he would.
can't until, yeah. So I just got this from Dan, and I will get it to John, and that's where we are with that.
All right, well, that's easy. One replication area is being managed as a garden planting.
Oh, yeah.
The willows.
At the Willows, you know, there are two roads that go into the Willows. The one closer to Littleton, where,
So it's,
what's that, Sheila
Yep.
lives here, maybe?
Yep.
This was supposed to look like this. But somebody's mowing the lawn and keeping all the wildflowers from growing up, and it's looking like it's being managed like a garden, not a woodland situation. So I told DeShang, and he was going to go look.
And then they did all their plantings. It doesn't look like much is taken.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of stuff way back in here, and it goes way over here. I was there the day they planted this stuff. And it's quite possible that some of it was run over with a lawnmower.
That would be especially disappointing because they now have to replace it.
Yeah.
Okay. But Deshane's going to take care of it.
Well, yeah.
121 Oak Ridge Drive, is that project with the folks who opened up their backyard and then nothing happened for a year?
Yeah.
Okay, and now it's construction has begun?
Yeah.
Was this another
This
mowing?
is this. No, this is the way this is supposed to be. This is
That's the willows.
Yeah.
This is the willow.
Is this supposed to be mowed back in there?
Yep.
Okay.
But there's a
Oh,
narrow.
these are my
Oh,
dinosaurs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Who knew they were so tasty?
I don't know why that picture is there. Okay. Anyway.
I think I sent you that picture.
No. This is a picture I took on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah?
Wednesday.
I sent you a very similar picture with turkeys in it. I think mine, though, were closer to the corner.
Yeah. They were way down where the guys were doing the planting.
Oh, the turkeys are in this one.
Yeah.
That's what we're seeing, yeah.
That's right, yeah, okay.
That's cool.
All right. I thought I had another picture of the willows, but I
Probably came there to eat. Could just hear them go gobble, gobble.
Yeah, tasty rose bush, gobble, gobble. Tasty blueberry bush, gobble, gobble.
I don't know. I don't think they do that.
I don't think they do.
I think they scratch, eat bugs, and weeds. Okay, Snake Hill, Sandy Pond. Yeah, the abandoned solar project. What a disaster. Maple, Annette, evaluated. Dates 217. Dates need to be changed per DEP. That fixed?
No, because Calvin can't find the original. He thought he found it last week, but it was something else, so he's still looking.
Is that why no work has started?
No, I think no work has started because somebody is buying Devon's Plaza and has just these grandiose plans for rejuvenating it, including like a bell tower in the middle. And so I think Calvin's kind of waiting to see what's happening.
What the what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could be cool.
Has that been put in front of any other boards or commissions? Is it public?
It is public. It's very public.
Huh.
Yeah.
Who'd have figured?
And
Yeah.
AJ bought that one lot further down that he wants to put in.
I don't know if he's
might have
purchased
been.
that yet, but AJ Bergen is rumbling on about you know where the veterinarian is, a little closer to town. There's a lot on the same side that's got a masonry garage and all kinds of equipment and
Yes.
A mess.
yes. So AJ's talking about buying that, the house next to it.
Yep. There's a White House in front, and then the garage is here, and then all the equipment is dispersed.
And putting in, what did I say, 48?
40,
Yeah,
40,
a whole bunch of condos.
Two
apartment.
buildings of 24, three
Massive
stories,
condo complex.
right up against the sidewalk with commercial on the first floor.
Rumor has it.
Rumor had, he came in and talked to the land use team about it. What would you think if I did this? And
Sweet Francis.
I know. Watch out West Main Street. It's,
All right. Global Montello.
yes. Oh, so one of the things, look at what I have for you all.
Oh,
Is that mine or everyone's?
It's everyone's.
Oh.
Although you could have them all, I suppose, if you want.
I don't.
So, here's Global Montello. She dropped them in the dirt on her way into town hall, so if they're a little grassy or buggy, that's why.
Is she you?
No!
fair question.
And I believe
Where are these guys? Southborough?
these are the plans that go with them.
Wow.
Thank you. I think.
So, there's Global Montello. You know, it's very interesting. I've had to use our please accept July 12th as the next meeting date form a number of times. Nobody has batted an eye.
I'm telling you, the only people, so you don't, so years ago, we used to pay $20,000, $20,000+ actually, to install a power plant. Now we pay like $8. The work is a little bit different, the scope is reduced. $8,000 isn't an unfair number, but 20 was a wonderful number. And anybody who got 20 will not do it for 8 because they're not interested in taking that kind of a pay cut, even though 8 is still a reasonable number for the work they're doing. So, when you go to somebody who never had a problem getting a meeting whenever they needed a meeting, they're upset, but everyone else walking in the door, that's pretty much standard practice for all the other towns.
Yeah. George,
They
here's
don't.
a mini set.
Well, thank you.
I can't believe that the Maxent building is going to go away.
Yeah, and the gas station across the street is gonna go away.
What proof do we have that the gas station across the street goes away?
I asked that, and George said that, didn't you, that they have to? Fuel tanks have to be removed.
You can't abandon the fuel tank in place. They'll have to-
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not suggesting, I'm suggesting that they're lying to us and that both gas stations stay.
Yeah, that's possible.
That's what I'm saying. What's the trigger to make the other gas station go away? We can make it one of our special conditions. See if they fight us.
Well, the presentation that the engineers gave to the land use team, they said out loud, the other gas station and its underground tanks go away.
And again, is that in writing?
I don't know, I haven't
I
read.
heard a guy stand in front of a bathroom door and say that no, he didn't pay $130,000 to a porn star. And 2 weeks later, another fella that he hired said that he did.
Really?
Both of them just said it out loud. Neither one of them put it in writing.
Wow.
So I don't know if you can actually trust people anymore.
Well,
That's new.
you got a point.
North Korea is now safe,
But North Korea is now safe and you can sleep well at night.
even if certain things weren't written.
Even if you don't write it down. Again, a case of it wasn't written down.
Yeah.
So, are we suggesting that the gas station removal across the street is kind of a joint exercise?
Joint exercise.
Remember? Because that was the thing. He said he gave up the joint exercises. Anybody?
War games.
Okay. So, the only thing I can tell you is that this gas station there's really very little in our purview. I mean, this is minor. What are they doing with all the water on the property?
I haven't got
Proposed subsurface infiltration system. So why is that the only thing that's in the buffer zone? Literally, there's a driveway
Yeah.
and the subsurface infiltration system, those are in the buffer. Everything else, Paul Manafort's second bracelet on his leg is outside of the buffer zone. But in here, the proposed subsurface infiltration system, that ends up in the buffer zone.
Mm-hmm.
Why isn't that over in the other area that's not in the buffer zone?
Well, that's a good thing to ask them when they come to say
And
things out loud.
am I high? There's a drain with a proposed riprap kickout into the buffer zone. What is going on? What the what? How does this property even drain water? Where are the oil water separators?
You know who's working on this? I can't remember his last name. Engineer used to be with David E. Ross.
Johnson.
Oh, Jesse Johnson.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So let's turn, that's a site plan. Let's go to the grading and drainage plan on page 5.
So this is one of those interesting places in Ayer, according to Jesse Johnson, that the places you expect there to be high groundwater, like down on the flat next to the road, because there's wetlands across the street, dry as a bone. The slope going up to Devon's Crest, that's where the water is.
Well, he's got a lot of split spoon borings on here. So if you look on page 5, you see a whole string of drains, and I don't know what these pipes are. Elbows. Maybe they're drains at the pumps. Well, this is very interesting. So look on the outside. You can see the heavy line with the black and white rectangles.
Yeah.
If you go to the top right corner, there's a catch basin. Catch basin 3. Catch basin 3 runs down to a drain, and you've got these little things that come off from each of the pumps.
Huh.
And then that comes down to another drain, proposed M16, manhole 6. I don't need cheaters. That also takes water from this catch basin number 2, which is a double outside here on the outside edge.
Yep.
That water then travels all the way down to manhole number 1, which then goes to a second manhole, or WQU, which must be the water quality unit. That must be the oil water separator. And then it goes into the underground infiltration basin. But then interestingly, on the bottom right corner, there's boot number 2, manhole number 8. There's an 8-inch piece of HDPE that comes down and dumps into manhole number 8, and then that goes out to a riprap drain that goes out to grade.
Whoa. Huh.
What in the Sam Hill is that?
Wow.
So why do I have water that comes literally right from my gas pumps
Yep.
and dumps out through a riprap drain?
They might have some explaining to do.
I'm sure there's a reason, but I just I can't picture what it is. And why do these go to the pumps? Are they drains? Oh, I know what they are. Anybody?
Wait, which ones?
The drains that go to where the pumps are. Anybody?
The drains that go to the pumps?
See these drains that go right over, shows them going right to where the pumps are?
Yeah.
Anybody want to indict Michael Cohen? Those are the roof drains.
Oh, the roof.
Because the roof goes over the top, they're the roof drains, and they go down the columns. They go down the columns, so it's roof water. So that's why he just dumps it out like that, because it's not groundwater to be protected.
Yep.
It can dump out.
Yep.
Oh, sweet Moses. Sometimes I'm just too smart. Okay, well that makes sense. Okay, but why is there an overflow from that from the underground infiltration basin?
Yeah.
That's an overflow. That's literally, it says boot number 2. There's boot number 1 and boot number 2. Boot number 1 is in the top left where the water comes in, and boot number 2 is ostensibly where water comes out and goes to grade. How does that work? Let's see if there's a picture of our infiltration basin. Let's see. Filter sacks, graded inlets, sure.
Subsurface infiltration system.
What page are you on?
13.
13, oh my. Biobarrier root detail, those are pretty interesting.
Kind of on the left-hand
I
side.
got information for their signs. Here we go.
Subsurface infiltration system.
Page 13. All right, so what do we got? A honeycomb system. Okay, so actually go to the top. Go to your WQU1 contact CDS unit model number CDS 2020-5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's your oil water separator right there now. Because see, you've got your oil baffle.
Yep.
Water comes out, has to flow through the baffle. Water stays separated. and then the water can go out through the outlet pipe. Okay. All right, so they have catch basins. The water goes down to this WQU, flows then into the tank subsurface infiltration system. And this is apparently by these ACF environmental folks. Because, H10 loading. Well, why would you do that? It's in the grass, right? Yeah, it's out of the parking lot. So they have a subsurface underground infiltration basin that's designed to be driven over. That's kooky. Well, here you go. Inlet pipe and an optional overflow pipe, so it really can fill up with water. Whew. So where's the out? Non-corrosive solid plate plastic slate or equivalent. What? How does it get out? All right, so basically this thing just holds water until it runs out of it. Can you imagine what a gross mess it's going to be?
Isn't there just seems like there's just so much that could go wrong?
It's a cistern, right? It's a mechanical solution. Why isn't it a hole in the ground? Is the volume that much different?
Well,
Why not do a conventional detention basin? Questions to ask them when they come in.
yeah.
Okay. We have 11 minutes and we have some important business.
Well, this will be my bedtime reading for the next 2 weeks.
Oh, well, and there's another one. We have another one.
Really would have thought you read faster than that.
There's another one. There's another one. This is Mr. Brezhnehan.
Paul?
Yeah. He's building himself a new house.
He did mention that about
On
10 years ago.
He's building it on the pond.
Yeah, that's what he talked about. He said, what if one of my kids wants to build a house here? It was actually one of the reasons why he didn't want us to have a new wetland bylaw.
So he's not tearing down anything, he's just...
Well, here.
I bet he is.
No, this is, no, wait a sec. I'm getting confused. We have so many, there's just so much. There's just so much. All right, I need to keep this.
So while we're doing this, John, anything you needed to talk about tonight, sir?
Maybe.
I see.
All right, take one of each.
My neighbor has proposed a fence,
Yes.
but he's also doing some construction at the back of his house.
Okay.
And he had a big pile of sand.
Oh.
And I came home today and it's all been moved to the front of his property, close to the pond. And I don't know if
That is a problem. So the best thing is for Joanne to pass by there, knock on the door, and tell them that they need to put a wattle around their fence, around their sand pile as they're moving it, because it can't be where it is.
Yeah.
And then she'll issue them a violation notice and tell them to come in and talk to us so that we can discuss the fact that sand piles can't be there. I'm assuming that they have limited storage capacity on the property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like they moved it to,
I think you're the only one with a yard.
I don't have a yard.
You have a lot more yard than any of your neighbors have.
Well,
You have a nice-
I said, I don't have grass.
Sorry.
Forest.
You have space.
I have space.
And you're welcome to not have grass. That's fantastic.
I love not having
Right?
grass. So much. And I'd like to be friendly neighbors.
That is being a friendly neighbor. The problem is that if it runs into the pond, your friendly neighbor now is in a lot of trouble to have to clean that up, and it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Recently, down the street from on your side,
Yeah.
we did have an issue with a neighbor who made a beach
Right.
after we told them not to. And then they went back and made a beach again. When they made a beach, we stopped them. And we said, you might as well leave it, it's already torn up. And so then they went back and just made more of it. And we basically said, so this is the punishment you get for trying to do the right thing, trying to make life easy for somebody. If we had made you fix it back then, you'd have learned the lesson. Instead, we had to make them fix it the
And
second
the
time.
current resident doesn't even want a beach there.
Right.
It's like, why?
Well, the pesky part was it was the same resident. So it's not like they sold the house and the new people came in and said, well, we saw they started the beach, we just finished it. No, it was the same people who said, stop, don't do anymore. They went and kept making the beach. So, I bet that wasn't a fun cleanup.
Yeah, me too.
I got confused.
No, it's
That's
funny
okay.
because he came in
We told him to
the
stop.
winter
The
and
first
talked
time.
to me about the fence.
The first time.
Oh, I mean,
And
Years
like
ago, they
several
had torn it up.
times,
Years
and then
the
I
same
haven't seen or
resident,
heard
years
from
ago,
him.
had torn it up, and we stopped
see-
him.
Right.
Said,
I
don't
see
do
some
anymore.
material
And
there
rather than make your life hard and our life hard,
What
you know what,
they've
just
done-
leave it. Just don't touch it. Just leave it.
is
Yeah.
they dug two
So of course they waited and went back.
window wells, about 3 feet square by, to the
Sedgeway?
bottom of the foundation
Yeah, so it's not their house.
for windows,
Right.
so they can have another means of egress
Oh, in their
for
basement?
their basement. But all that sand that came out, they just spread it. They didn't make a pile, they just.
Okay.
So it's even worse.
It's all
To spread it is when someone means it to stay there, whereas a
Yeah.
pile means you were going to do something with it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
meant to
odd.
stay.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
Here's another one.
Trying to like elevate their,
I guess.
why?
I don't know why.
Well, in a way, this makes an awful lot of sense, thank you, considering that people are doing a lot of work right now.
Is this the same? Did I get two?
Did you just give us 3?
Yeah.
Oh, there's an extra copy in there.
Is that mine?
Four, yeah.
No, there's 3 each.
Why 3 each?
Oh, no.
Because there's
this is
3.
different. This is different.
It's not just different, it's 3 difference.
No, no. I mean,
No, you should have,
Bresnahan-
right in
Bresnahan
hand, you should have
Wait.
two plans and a,
Wait, so, notice of intent plan. This is the same thing, right? Notice of intent plan.
I think she's got 2 of them.
I get,
So we have 2 things for Bresnahan, the notice of intent and then the plans.
right.
okay,
So there was an extra.
that.
That was an extra.
Okay, all right.
Richardson, why does that sound familiar?
And Bonnie, this is,
Okay. that goes
Ruth here.
together. Yep,
Yep.
okay.
and where's the other?
Where's the water? This is the water, Richardson owns this piece here? What?
Where, which one are you?
What are you looking at?
I'm looking at the plan for Bresnahan.
Oh,
The plan for Bresnahan says you go to the end of Sedgeway. Richardson actually owns the end of Sedgeway.
John, here's another one.
Thank you.
In fact, according to this, Richardson owns what?
Oh, and this goes with that one.
So this is his house on Wright Road, so this is behind his house.
Yeah,
Maybe he actually isn't tearing anything down.
well, see the little, there's a building they call the cabin?
oh, there's an existing structure to be
Yeah.
removed.
This is coming down. And this is coming down.
But it's so cute.
I know.
Existing sewer clean out. Huh. Okay. All right, so we have a lot in front of us. All right, so John, thank you for the information. Did you hear?
Received.
Okay. Bonnie?
Wait,
Anything?
anything? Oh, on this plan, I think there's something missing.
I don't know.
Anything else? No, I have nothing.
Jess?
I did send a revised copy of the policies and procedures for the Conservation Fund after Beth shredded it. CPC. I met with Robert. He had a few things that, for Beth's questions, being run by town council.
No, I think I saw that email.
So,
Yeah.
at our next meeting.
George?
Do we have to do anything tonight regarding obtaining a consultant for
Well, actually, so interestingly, for that first project tonight,
Yeah.
so I was actually thinking about that, and we should probably, Joanne, would you be so kind as to check with MACC? Tell them what our application is about, and ask them if they have someone that they can recommend who's familiar with that. I meant to say that earlier. Thank you for catching that.
Was the oil spill?
Yes, yeah. So,
This is another thing.
I think you had all your turns.
No, I didn't.
I'm certain.
See this? This used to be a tree.
It looks
And
like one.
This one used to be a tree.
Where's this?
And there's this little watery thing down through the middle. This is the corner of Taft and Pleasant.
Oh, Calvin Moore.
No
Well,
longer.
but he sold it to the Andersons, who live across the street.
I remember their dog.
And
You know, when you drive down to Nashua Street Extension,
Yeah.
it's that. So, you know, as you drive down to Nashua Street Extension, there's the old Victorian over there that Christina and I almost bought, and then the Andersons, the White House right here,
Uh-huh.
and then you get down to, this is that lot on the left,
Okay.
across from Anderson.
Okay.
So this is a drainage channel. We had a long discussion about this with him years ago. I think we just described it as a drainage channel. I'd have to go back and look. I'm afraid to
Is
mischaracterize
that
it.
the one that Becky got all upset because she actually went out and walked it? She said it was a wet one.
Because doesn't it take water from up there?
It takes water from the wetland behind it.
Yeah.
well, and it's in a culvert under
Well, that's part of the problem. His argument was that
this.
at one point the town diverted this water through his property, and therefore it wasn't his fault.
Well, I sent them a letter, certified mail, that they have received, because in my opinion, they were in violation of the Wetland Protection Act.
Well, I would
They
agree.
picked it up, I got the green card back, and I invited them to come to a meeting, but I haven't heard anything from them.
And what was the purpose of, are they clearing a lot? To
The
build
lot
a-
is cleared, the whole lot is
to build
cleared.
a house?
I would hope not.
Well, it's interesting because you might clear that lot, but this isn't where you would leave it if you were going to build a house. So, for instance, you wouldn't cut the trees down like that to build a house. You'd cut the trees and leave them about a foot up so you could get your excavator on it
Right.
and dig them out. So this is more like they cleared the lot because now it looks prettier from their house.
There's a big pile of wood chips about here.
Which is the other thing you don't do if you're going to build a house there. You haul all that crap off.
So,
So maybe, or they're waiting for it to dry out in the summer. So we need to talk to them.
well, I guess I'll try to, try to find a phone number.
And that's whose parcel?
Anderson?
Well, it's Anderson's. It should be easy to find them. They're the people who own the funeral home
Oh, okay.
across from the new convenience store.
All right.
Shop and save. It's not a grocery.
I just want to make sure I showed you all the things I need to show you. Robert, our intrepid Boy Scout, took out the footings.
Yeah, and he didn't have to work too hard at it.
No, he didn't.
4 feet. 4
Right.
feet.
4 feet.
There you go. 4 feet deep.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, if you take a child's foot, you could fit 4 of them in that hole. Absolutely. That is 4 children's feet deep.
Yeah,
That's pitiful.
I know.
Pitiful.
But they're gone, so I guess that's.
Did he clean up that area?
I haven't been down
I'll go
there
down.
to see.
I'll take a.
Is he still going to continue with this project?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was full steam ahead.
How old is that kid?
16.
Didn't he write a
That's a lot for a 16-year-old.
Well, yeah, because they have to be,
On the
it has to be done.
Done by 18.
And then, did you get his retraction of that letter too? He sent us
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm so frustrated. I don't think I can continue with this." Yes, because it's just.
longer.
I'm going to find another project, and then literally 15 minutes later, "Oh, I'm really sorry that I sent that last email." So I think his parents must have seen the letter that he sent.
Wow.
And Steve Smith and his brother have been cleaning up the signs and putting our
Look at that.
new maps and
Wow.
whatnot.
Really want to help them put a roof over that.
Boy, that would have been a great Boy Scout project, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Have been?
It would have been a nice, easy one.
So what else did Steve wanted me to tell you something else?
What's Taft Street?
That was the
Oh, yeah. Pine Meadow?
Pine Meadow, no, that was the signs, Robert, James Brook,
What? What's 0 Taft Street?
That's the corner of Taft.
Oh, yeah, Taft. Sorry.
All right, so I'm good.
Okay.
Motion adjourned.
I have nothing.
Second.
Motion to adjourn. And you
Second.
blew it. You dropped the ball.
Oh my goodness, I thought you asked George if he had anything.
I did, and he said motion to adjourn.
All right,
Nope, you blew it.
I blew it.
She already beat you to it. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you and good night.